Good morning, guys. What is going on? Welcome to a Thursday session. Today we're gonna make some money. I feel it in my bones, guys. I don't know about you, but I feel it in my bones, and not my bony James, but the regular bones. All right, so let's look at what we have on our charts. I really haven't had the opportunity this morning to get on here and to do any technical analysis just yet. Good morning, Mike Clay. But we did get some news this morning. We got some unemployment news, which is always a mover and a shaker. So let's take a look real quick to see what the unemployment news gave us. And let me refresh this calendar here. Let's see if we can get this. Oh no. Oh no. Switchboard's not working, guys. Switchboard is not working. No bueno. I'm gonna have to exit out and come right back. I'll be right back, guys. Might lose you for a second, but I'll come right back. Good morning, Mike. Good morning, Armana. I'll be right back. All right. Okay. We are back now. We are back. Sorry about the delay there. Had to reset the OBS. And now we are good. Now we can see everything now. We can see clearly. Okay, so it looks like today's numbers, unemployment came in at 223,000. Market should like that. A little higher than what was expected at 221, but it's pretty much flat, right in line with what we were expecting. Canadian retail sales and core retail sales, they came in a little bit weaker than expected, but what happens in Canada stays in Canada is what I heard. That's what I heard. But we do have this today, guys. This is going to be a big one. Bank of Japan policy rate today. This is a big one. I'm not sure what time this is going to be at. This could just drop at any point. So this could have a huge effect on the market today. So this, let's keep our eyes on. This is what I'm most concerned with. And Armani can probably elaborate more on the carry trade principle because he is quite the expert since he did trade Forex and the such. All right, so let's take a quick look. Bitcoin did have a breakdown underneath the trend line, currently trading at 102. It looks like the Dow right now is right around 44,300 and circling around the VWAP and daily open. And we have corn futures here right at the daily open here, so not too shabby there. I'll keep our eyes on the CVD for the NQ. Let's go back to our main screen here and see if we can't find ourselves some levels for the NQ right now. All right, so it looks like we have had a lot of sideways action, a lot of consolidation here. So I'm expecting a big move today. They're setting us up for something, guys. They're setting us up for something big because whenever we consolidate this much, it's kind of like the calm before the storm. I would think it's the calm before the storm. All right, so let's see what we're cooking with here. Let's see what's happening. All right, we've got this. Okay, all right, so we have a trend line that we're trying to follow here. Actually, let me put that back. I'll leave that there. All right, so it looks like we're working with this trend right now. Working with this trend, possible resistance, we crushed that. 415, 615. So these are our lows. Very tight. We're a very tight range here. Very tight range. Not much action in the overnight. All right, so this is our overnight here. And this is a recent low from yesterday's low, right in here. No, that was not yesterday's low. No, never mind. That was just the afternoon session low. And here we have our pre-market high. It's about a very tight range there. Not even 100 points, I think. Yeah, it's a 50-point range that we're stuck in right now. So not good. Not very good at all. This is recipe for disaster in here. So we will see. Actually, no. What am I talking about? This is the daily open. What am I talking about? Yeah, never mind. Yeah, we're going to gap up. We have a gap up and a gap down from the other day. Sometimes I get confused when I see those, the time frames is 4 o'clock. I think 4 p.m. All right, so this right here is the range. My apologies. But we are stuck in the range here this morning. Ever since 4 a.m. kind of range in here. We might get this breakout here to the upside. This trend line could become support. We could get this breakout, but it could also turn into a fake out. We'll see what's going on. Now we do have a lot of imbalances that we left behind here, so it would not be wrong to believe that this could pop up here and come up higher. Let's see. We had absorption up in this area here, so I would like to see the first level that we get to kind of be in this range right here. I would like to see this. This will be the first level that I believe we'll be aiming for. Check this area here. Then obviously we may come higher. We may come higher, which is very likely because we do have some levels above us that I'm still looking at, because from a technical perspective, it still makes sense for us to come higher on the 4 hour. If we take a look at the 4 hour real quick, we still have this trend line here, and trend lines love to get manipulated. You guys know that already. They love to get manipulated. And we have this trend line up here that's been spanning for many, many weeks. I think even longer than that. I think it might have shifted out of place again. Let me see if I can fix it. No, actually, I think it's okay. Let me see on the daily. Yeah, we have this trend line from the daily. It's been spanning for a long time. So I think it's very possible for us to find our way up there. We're only a few hundred points away, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see if we could possibly do that today if we break to the upside. It's about 350 points. So it would not be out of the realm of possibility. That would be right in line with our average daily range at 261. So we could see that pop up today. Let's see if we can see the pop, or let's just say the drop to the downside. Now, when we get a move like this, a lot of times it leaves behind a lot of stop losses. So if the market does want to shift down, I would say that market makers would want to come up here and grab some fuel, grab some stop losses to then bring it back down. Come up here, sell it at the highest possible price, and then dump it. You know, market makers don't like to sell at the lows. They like to sell at the highs. So quick run up, grab orders, come back down, maybe even make a double top, come back down. That could be another possibility of something the market may want to pull, because we still have a gap down from yesterday or the day before, I should say. If we take a look here, we have this gap in here. This whole thing is a gap. This whole thing here is a gap. And today we're going to be gapping. Today we'll be gapping up, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, we'll be gapping up till about here. That will be our gap up. Let me make this. And gap close. So that's a gap up there as well. So we have gaps up and we have gaps down. So be careful. It could go either way. The market likes to fill gaps. So not sure if we'll fill the gap up first or if we'll fill the gap down first, but we got gaps both way. Zad, I'll get into gold in just a second. Good morning, Ibby. Good morning, my brother. All right, we got 15 minutes left till the open. We're going to go ahead and take a look at some of our other assets. And let's switch this over to electronic trading hours. All right, so we got gaps in both directions, guys. Gaps in both directions. Okay, let's take a look here at 12-minute. Okay, looks like the market really tried its hardest to drop around 8 a.m. and it got all absorbed. All of it got absorbed, and it really didn't do much. That's more of a bullish indication than anything else, in my opinion, because that means that when the market tried to drop down into these areas here, there was a lot of demand for it, and it quickly got bought up. So this area could still hold a lot of significance here. This area of 870s, the 870s, could still be very strong. Keep our eyes on that. Let's take a look at gold for Zad. Let's take a look at this gold for Zad. Let's take a look at the 1 hour on gold. Okay. Okay, Zad, gold is not looking so hot at the moment. I would say that gold would probably be a sell, in my opinion. Getting in on a pop would probably be the best scenario here. If I was looking for a trade on gold, I'd probably be looking at something. We came up here, tested the trend line, and then came back down, maybe with a possible spike here in the CVD. Let me see if I can fix the CVD. This is our CVD right now. All right, so on the 1 hour right now, we see that we tried to trap traders short here at 7 a.m. So at 7 a.m., you try to trap traders short here. So this will give us a temporary pop. More than likely, we'll get a pop here, unless they just wanted to fill in these imbalances and go higher. So the real question is, what's going to happen when we get up to the VWAP and this trend line again? Right now, if you wanted to take a position on gold, I would say that the long doesn't look horrible, but this could be continued weakness. Sometimes the market will use the VWAP and trend line like this as like low-hanging fruit, like bait, and we take it, and then it reverses even before getting to VWAP and before getting to this area. So it could still have some drop left in it. And let me see why I don't have my favorite indicator. Where is it? Yeah, my favorite indicator wasn't on. Let's see if we can get on now. Okay, there we go. All right, so yeah, be careful here. The long right now would probably be good for a scalp. I wouldn't trust it any further than the VWAP or maybe the trend line, but anything is possible here. Anything's possible. Yeah, so gold looks okay for a short-term pop, and then whatever happens here at yesterday's low, last week's high, this area is going to have a lot of volume here, so be careful there. Let's take a look at some of these other markets. Let me go back into the I'm going to leave it on the 12-minute. All right, let's take a look at some of the other markets. Good morning, Kid Poker. Good morning, Molester. What's up, Popeye? ST5, what's up, brother? It is choppy and squeezing, man. I was looking at that just a little while ago, so be careful there. I'm looking at some of these other markets to see if there's any better opportunities. Today, we do have crude inventories. As per Armanda's message on our Discord, if you guys aren't on our Discord, you're missing out on daily updates of what's going on in the market. So make sure you join that Discord. It's in the description in this video, but I'm also going to pin it in the chat in 1 minute, in 1 second. All right, so let's take a look at what's going on here with crude. Crude today has big news. Obviously, inventories is one of the biggest movers for the gold market. All right, looks like we're trying to trap traders long. Okay, looks like they're trying to trap traders long here. What a weird looking price action. Very strange looking price action. But it looks like we're trying to trap traders long here with this candle here on the 1 hour. Right here at 6 a.m. Since the trap was laid, we have come down to the daily open. Let's take a look at our 15-minute. Let's see what's going on there. We are in a downtrend for oil. Somewhat of a downtrend. Yeah. If it was me and I'm looking for something here on oil, I would probably be waiting for, right now it looks like we're probably going to have a temporary pop to the upside, but I would probably be looking for a another trap up here around the trend line and possibly another move to the downside, but we'll have to keep an eye on that. There's nothing really to be had right now on crude. Let's go ahead and move over to Russell. Played me yesterday. Russell was acting up yesterday. So I wonder what it's going to be doing today. I didn't like the way it moved yesterday, the Russell. So right now there's nothing really to be had on the Russell, so we'll leave that alone. All right, let's take a look at natural gas. Natural gas seems to be moving. It is cold outside, guys. It is very cold outside. Even here in Florida, it's cold outside. And I can imagine where you guys are, it is probably even colder. So natural gas should probably be doing well. Let's take a look at the 1 hour. And yeah, it's in a pretty nice uptrend. Pretty nice uptrend on the 1 hour. I would say that we're probably reaching for the trend line here in natural gas. Let's see. Yeah, we're probably reaching for the trend line. 8 minutes to the open, guys. 8 minutes to the open, so be on your P's and Q's for more chop. All right, so let's take a look at this. Let's take a look at the 1 hour. Okay, the 1 hour shows that we have a lot of CVD to the upside, and it's going gradually higher and higher and higher, which is a bullish indication. I wouldn't be short in this market just yet. Let's go ahead and take a look at the 15-minute. Okay, we had a big spike here in CVD at around 8:45. 8:45, we got this. And since then, the market has still just kind of been hanging out here at the daily open. So I think they're going to try to push this market higher. From what I can see, I think they want to try to push this market higher. We'll see today, though. Keep our eyes on Nat Gas as well. They call Nat Gas the Widowmaker, but I think the real Widowmaker is the NQ. I think the NQ's got everybody beat. NQ's got pretty much everyone beat. All right, so let's take a look here at the... volatility continues to climb, guys. It's continuing to climb. It is now trading, the VIX futures is right now at 16.7. Got as high as about 16.9. And the S&P 500 is doing pretty much the same thing here as chop session here on a 12-minute. But the S&P is actually looking a little better. S&P is actually looking a little better than our NQ. S&P has this upward trend, which is a divergence if you pay attention to divergences on the S&P and the Nasdaq, because the same time frame here on the NQ is pretty sideways. It's pretty sideways. As you can see here, it's pretty sideways. But the S&P has much steeper incline. So that's a good sign. That's a good sign for a possible long incoming. So I think I'm done talking for now. Let's go ahead and keep our eyes on the chart. I'll get to some of your chats, and we'll see if we can't make some money today, guys. Okay, we just got a little pop here. All right, today I'm going to start the day trading with Take Profit Trader. Trying to pass that eval. Those evals are not easy. Good morning, Nick. Good morning. I think I said good morning to everybody here. Well, good morning to everyone, even if you haven't said good morning yet. Good morning to you if you're here. If Trump gets his way, crude is a sell. He wants crude to get below $60 a barrel. We'll see. But drill, baby, drill means way more inventory, lower energy costs across the board. Yeah, but you know what? I believe that Trump has... Trump is not an enemy to the oil companies, so I'm sure there's going to be a win-win there somehow. I know that oil does not like to be below $60 a barrel. That's kind of like a losing proposition for oil companies, but there's going to be a win-win there somewhere. So we could get lower oil prices, but I don't think at the expense of the oil companies. We will see about that. Ibby thinks we're going down. Do you know Bluesky is legit prop? That's funny you say that, Nick Patel. I was just having this conversation with Popeye, who is in our chat. I am what I am. About grabbing a Bluesky account. I think we might do that this week. Bluesky seems very. I've been hearing good things about them, and they seem to have a very nice account. The only thing is they have a $20,000 profit target on the big accounts, which is pretty insane when you only have 5 minis. NQ Widowmaker, you can still go into your direction, but not without a 30-point candle against you first. That's true. Good morning, John Garland. What's up to all you guys? Thank you for being here. We're going to go ahead and check out the NQ now. Let's shift our focus here to the NQ and see if we can make heads or tails of her. Let's see if we can make heads or tails. All right, guys, we got our treadmill cranked up to 1. If you guys are interested in taking a look at the walking pad, I put the link to the walking pad in the description, and it's also in our Discord. I'll go ahead and drop the link to the Discord right now. I think I might have last night. No, I did not. Let me go ahead and grab that link now. All right, so if you guys want to be part of the Discord, great community in there. That's how I found out about the whole Bluesky thing, because Popeye brought it to my attention, and that's what we're here for, guys, to educate each other and help each other throughout some good times and bad times. So join the Discord and pick a role once you get there. If not, you won't be able to see anything. So if you want to be a lurker, not say anything, just kind of check us out. You can pick that role, and if you want to be more active in there, you can become a member, no charge. All right, looks like the market is trying to push it past this trend line right now. Are we switching here? Are we switching? There we go, finally. Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, it looks like our market right now, the NQ, is trying to make some moves. We had a big spike down, but that did nothing. That's a bullish sign if I ever seen one. So we may have to try a long on the open. Yeah, it looks like this thing's going to pop. We had a huge move to the downside just now on CVD, and it did nothing. I'd be interested in a possible long here. Let's see if we can't grab one. Buy limit. Stop. Okay, I got filled on my order. Let's see if we go up now. Ooh. All right, I might break even on the order. Looks like we'll be all right for now. Let's see if we can't get lucky once in a while, guys. Let's see if we can't get lucky once in a while. We're in at break even, and it's going to stop us out. Is it going to stop us out? I hope not. Come on, break up, baby. No, there we go. Stopped out. Should have probably taken the profits on that, but it is what it is, guys. It happens sometimes. It happens. It happens. All right, so she's still kind of being typical NQ here. We'll let her settle in and find a better trade later. Bro, did you always have a neon box frame around you? No, dude, that's brand new. Thank you for noticing. I put that in last night. Do you like it, or do you think it's corny and cheesy and from 1964? Oh yeah, thank you for bringing that up, Mike Light. Thank you guys for being here and giving me a like. Appreciate that. Yeah, I know this market wants to go higher from what I'm seeing here on CVD. It looks like the market definitely wants to go higher, but not before taking my stop loss. Not before it takes my stop, it says. So we'll let her settle in and we'll find a better entry later. How's everybody doing? How are you guys feeling? You guys cold? I know it's freezing across most of the parts of the world. Unless you're living in like, I don't know, somewhere really hot. Southern hemisphere somewhere. But here in Florida, it's cold today. It's so cold I almost let my dog sleep indoors yesterday, but he likes it outside. Not my little dog. I have a bigger dog. And he likes being outside. Sometimes he comes inside, but he sheds too much. I always vacuum after him. It's like wherever he walks, there's hair. Wow, she's getting a little wicky here, guys. She's getting a little wicky. She has no idea where she wants to go. But she's looking rather, she's looking like she's probably going to, she's probably going to end up pumping, I think, because it looks like she's setting traps for shorts, but I could be wrong here. 30 Fahrenheit here, huh? Where are you, Mike Clay? I think you're in Canada, right? I think you told me yesterday you're in Calgary. Is that correct? Looks like she's gonna break higher. Yeah, Calgary, right? The Russell had a huge pop. All right, she's doing the chop, guys. Be careful. She's just chopping right now. What's up, Keith? Good morning, brother. Went back to the 4-hour trading. 902 objective hit from 2204, waiting for a 758, 932 stop. Nice setup, brother. If you guys are looking for a setup, go ahead and check out Keith's message here. Ibi says, I'm prematurely in a short position. Good luck to you, Ibi, and good luck to all you guys who are in positions here, or taking positions. I, for one, like the long this morning, but the market likes to take stops before picking a direction. You guys know that. Unfortunately for us, we were not safe there. Let's see, we were here at 76 and dropped to 67. Yeah. Should have probably given it a little more room to breathe. Crude's testing the trend line right now. Looks like gold is testing the VWAP. So Zad, let us know if you're going to take a trade on gold. I think you were eyeing it up. Russell is kind of getting stuck there at the VWAP as well. And Nat Gas is trading comfortably above the VWAP, and right now just hanging out around the daily open. We've got the NQ ripping higher. Kind of what I expected it to do. I should have just given it more time or more room to breathe. Maybe just left it open with no stop for now, but that's kind of a dangerous thing to do. A little dangerous and reckless. What time frame do you guys trade off of? What is your favorite time frame to trade? You know, there's guys in here to trade the 1 minute, guys in here to trade off 15 minute. There's everything in between. I kind of found my sweet spot at 3 minutes. I feel like the 1 minute is too much information. 5 minutes a little laggy. But some people love the 5 and the 15. Some people love the 5 and the 15. Stefan Seller. 1 minute, 2 minute. Nice, I see that, I see. Yeah, I'm a big fan of the 3 minute. Sometimes I drop down to the 1 minute if there's either real kind of like small, tight little range and I'm trying to find a position. But that can get me in trouble unless I'm looking for a scalp. Or sometimes when the market's moving way too fast like this, sometimes it's good to drop down to the 1 minute to see if you find something that could make for a good entry. All right, so right now we're stuck here at VWAP at the moment. I wouldn't mind entertaining a long, but things are kind of a little bit all over the place right now. If we get back down to this area, I wouldn't be opposed to a long. Nat gas might be setting up for a short. Russell looks strong. Whoa, look at the reversal. 5 and 15. Nick says, okay, Hermana, yeah, Hermana likes the 5 and the 15. Yeah, I'm thinking we get a breakout here above VWAP. We'll see. Let me take a look at the 12, 3, 12. Gold, crude oil. Looking at 200, 2000 T. Looking at 2000 tick. That's your thing, huh? Yeah, I gotta find my sweet spot when it comes to the tick charts. I know they could be effective. I'd be interested in finding out more about these tick charts, man. Nat gas is looking pretty good for a short. I'm gonna keep my eyes on nat gas, even though I'm probably gonna get my face ripped off. I'm gonna probably wait on that because we are in a bull market when it comes to nat gas right now. And there goes the long. Yeah, that would have been a really nice trade. Yeah. Stop loss did not come to my my aid today. It acted against me. Okay. What I could have done is I could have set a limit order here with a stop here on this go around. I was thinking about getting in on this on the retracement of this candle, because I saw that there was imbalances in this candle. A lot of times they get retraced. I said if it comes down here, I like to get into a long. Kind of chickened out. I should have just let the limit order here would have stopped here. Would have been a nice trade. All right, let's see what she does now. Yeah, to me it looked like they just trapped to the downside. If we look here, we can see the trap that was laid. This here is what I call a good old-fashioned trap. This was the trap. Makes everyone think it's going to go higher, traps people short, and then goes the opposite direction. That is the trap I tend to look for. Take care, Romana. We'll talk soon, brother. Thank you for always helping out, brother. Guys, give Romana some love. Send him some positivity. We appreciate you, Romana. Looks like the Dow is pumping. The Dow is pumping pretty hard. Bitcoin is making an attempt here at the daily open. Past the daily open now, we can attempt at the trend line. And corn futures have exploded. But corn might actually roll over. I'm looking at corn and I'm thinking that might roll over. We'll see. The Dow's interesting. The Dow might be interesting for a short. We'll keep our eyes on the Dow. Yeah, the YM might be interesting short. Let's get back to the NQ. She's breaking through the VWAP. Heading to 21,920 is the local high here. Let's see if she can do it. I think she can. The Russell looks like it wants to head higher as well. Nat gas is still kind of chopping sideways. Not a market that I'd probably want to short right now. Cruise is laying out at the trend line as resistance, so that's going to be a weird one to trade today. You got some inventories coming out this morning, so it could be a pretty wild ride there. Now gold, on the other hand, gold is being rejected at the VWAP. Did you take a trade on gold? Is that? Or are you still kind of waiting? Alright, I still like the longs on the NQ. It's looking very bullish. Bitcoin's looking really, really strong right now. Bitcoin just grabbed that strength out of thin air. See if we can go into the granular on BTC. Yeah, they're attempting to bring this market down lower, but it looks like it still has a lot of strength. So we're going to keep our eyes on this trend that it's heading in right now. Let's see what the ATR is at the moment. ATR seems to be about 15 on the 3-minute. It's not too bad. We're going to try a quick long here. 920. See if we can't get her to go higher. Alright, we got 2 on. Let's see if we can get a stop. So I'll stop here. See if we can get one off there. Very uncertain moves here. I'm hoping we can get a quick pop to the upside here around 916. We'll take one off there and go to break even. All right, we got one off, guys, and we'll leave this one here. See how far she'll go. What's up, Hercule? YM is flying, huh? Yeah, I was about to short her a minute ago. Good thing I didn't. Probably get stopped out on this one. That's normally what happens. Let's check out the YM and see what is happening over there. Well, the YM was flying. What happened to her? She lost her wings. Her wings got clipped. Bitcoin's flying. Bitcoin looks like it has fundamentals right now. I'm not sure what's going on over here with Bitcoin, but it is pumping. Excuse me. Why it might be retracing a bit. Corn is flying. Corn's flying. Nat gas sideways. Crude is breaking through the trend line. Gold is still looking sluggish. Russell is hanging out at the VWAP. And I'm just trying to see if I can get to that next level on our NQ trade. We're still alive, but probably not for long. We should probably just take profits on this, to be honest with you. go ahead and do that. Would have been stopped out, so it took the profits. We're up 220. We'll sit tight for a while. We'll sit tight for a while because God knows that we need good setups. God knows we need good setups, guys. Good setups don't grow on trees. Good setups do not grow on trees. They grow in a bush. All right, so ATR is not bad. ATR is manageable. Manageable. I might be interested in a long again. I like the long still. I was going to get stopped out there, so I took it. But we'll sit tight, and we'll keep our eyes on these other markets, see what is going on in those places. Whoa, corn is flying. Man, that corn on the cob is going to cost you a little bit more next time you go to a grocery store. All right. All right. So we got Trump talking today. Trump's going to be speaking today, I think at around 11. I think that's what Hermana had said. Let's check our Discord out. I think that's what he said. Let's see. Let's go to our main chat. Yeah, so it looks like at 8:30 we had our unemployment claims. At 11 a.m. President Trump is going to speak. That's Eastern time. So wherever we are in the world, that's Eastern. And midday we'll have some crude oil. But keep in mind, guys, we also have Bank of Japan is going to be dropping their interest rate decision today. So that's going to be fun. I'd be interested in the long here still. I'd still be interested in the long. I see that there were traps set. Longs look pretty good. What's up, Hercule? 902 has been my pivot point since Tuesday. 902, huh? 90210. So by pivot point, do you mean that it's going to pivot down? It's going to reverse? Is that your pivot point to the downside? Are they the same pivot points that we can load off of, like the what's it called? What is that called? Just here, like if I were to go to my indicators and just pick pivot points, pivot point standard. Are these the same ones? Because I have a pivot point here at 867, so they're probably not the same ones. Unless they change with the time frames. I think they might change with the time frames. I have a very sensitive mouse, so I have an alternative mouse here that I can use with the trackpad when I need to slow things down a bit. And I want to see something. We got this anchored VWAP. Let's see if it breaks the anchored VWAP or if that's a place of support here for longs. It'd be pretty interesting if it holds. If this little anchored VWAP here holds, so far it's been working once, twice. Imagine if it worked a third time. Oh wait, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm so sorry, guys. I am very sorry. I'm the sorriest guy in the world. You guys are not seeing the screen. Yeah, so I have, as far as pivot points, my pivot points are not showing the same as yours. But this anchored VWAP that I just dropped here from the recent low has been working as support. And I wonder if it's going to work as support again here. What do you guys think? You guys think this might work? I'd be so mad at myself if it worked and I didn't take the long. I'd be extremely mad. Seems to be working so far. That's pretty crazy. That is insane. This little yellow line right here, is an anchored VWAP from here. It looks like it's getting some steam. It looks like the bulls are stepping in with volume, and there it goes. And there it goes. It might be good. First target from 552 to 902 hit the 4-hour yesterday. Oh, good job, brother. Are you still thinking bullish in this market, or are you thinking we're rolling over? Nasty little drop there. Nasty little drop. This market sure is wicky. Woo. I know that VWAP had a lifespan and it just got how would I say? It got terminated. Okay. We're retesting the trend line here. Russell has rolled over. Everything else is kind of still hanging out. Nice little drop here. This could make for a nice solid entry. Bears are doing an amazing job of absorbing all the pressure up here. All the buying pressure has been absorbed pretty heavily. All right, looks like they're trying to make this move to the upside. And see if they can get anything off. That's a lot of buying pressure that's not going anywhere. That's not a good look. Oof, that was completely absorbed. Not a good look. Oh, Bo says they didn't hear any bell. They're still trying. The Bulls are still trying here. Which is a pretty nice spike. Important thing is what comes after the spike. This was a huge move to the upside here on CVD. Check out the spike. That's pretty gnarly. That's pretty gnarly. Let's just keep an eye on the charts here. Corn is flying. Bitcoin's having a little bit of a hard time with the trend line, and the Dow is going sideways. Right now it looks like all the action is in corn and in the Nasdaq. A lot of chopping going on, guys. A lot of chopping. Big old chop sesh. Keith says, if it stays under 932, expect it to hit 759. Above that, expect we'll head up to at least yesterday's 2244. Well, we'll find out soon enough. The Dow is losing its strength here. Corn might be facing the same fate. Okay. Think we may have a turning of the tide here. I think the momentum now has shifted to the bearish side. It's kind of hard to say because right now the market could be looking for liquidity for its next leg up. But in order for me to feel confident about a move like that, we probably need a big move down with high volume first before going higher, and then only on a break of structure. But right now it looks like we may have trapped traders in that 21,900 area, because there's about 1,100 contracts that went long on this candle right here. And if we don't make it past this trend line again, or past the 21 on the 3-minute, it could be signaling that these guys are done for, and we may have a rollover right now. Or which project S would allow watch lists, as it is based on TradingView. Hard to keep track of the markets, having to switch charts all the time. Yeah, you know what I do, man? When I'm on my laptop, I keep different windows open. And I just use the hot corners. Hot corners kind of make like your screens go, your windows go all over the place, so you can pick the one you want to see. And that kind of makes it a little more manageable. I think gold's got a solid chance to go higher. Yeah, looks like the bears are defending that 21,900. Looks like that is what's occurring right now. I had a gut feeling that's what they were trying to do here. Yeah. The tides might have turned. If you've ever tried that mic light, but it works for me when I'm on my. You know what's funny, guys, is that I have three monitors set up right now, and a laptop at the same time, right, to run my YouTube. And I find that I trade better when I'm on my laptop. I swear to you. I trade way better on my laptop than I do on this whole like elaborate setup. Not that I would change it. I mean, this is very convenient. But when I'm traveling, I'm on my laptop, or I'm in a car and I'm on my laptop, I trade way better. It's the weirdest thing in the world. I don't understand it. I know some people probably say the same thing about trading on their phone. Some people trade better on their phone than they do on their computer. I don't know. Don't know what it could be. All right, so this Nasdaq is taking us for a ride right now. What does she want to do? Anybody? It's anyone's guess. Right now, the average true range for a candle right now in the 3-minute is getting up to about 20. So basically, you can make 20 points before she reverses course and takes her stop loss. In this little range that we've been experiencing since the open, 50 points. Chop central. You've got a 27-inch and a 17-inch laptop? Yeah, I got a 17-inch laptop. And it works just fine. It works really well. And here we are trading in this... Here we are trading in this 50-point range, guys. Good luck to all of you. So one thing I've noticed from doing backtesting, guys, is when you draw a trend line like this and it breaks structure like it did here, whenever you see a very strong CVD candle after that, like we did here, I've noticed that it's a very good time to actually go short. Because what I've come to realize, or what I think is happening here, is that we're rolling over, we're breaking structure. So a lot of people are thinking, you know, go short. And then what they do is they come back up with one really strong candle and they wipe out stop losses. And then they roll it over continuously lower. So that's what I think might be happening right now. I think that might be happening. Right now, obviously, it's chopping a bit. But I think there's a really good chance that this rolls over. Right now, we'd have to break this little trend line to get bullish. I'm not sure if we can do it. Not sure if we can do it, but chances are that this might have come to a fork in the road here, and it may have to pick a direction. Remember, guys, we got a gap up and we got a gap down. We've got gaps on both sides. It's very gappy. It's gap inception. There's a gap within the gap. We just created a little teepee structure here on our screen. The infamous teepee. Not teepee like take profit, but little Indian teepee here. Which way will she go? I feel like she might roll over. I feel like she may roll over, man. Call me crazy, but I think she may roll over. Oh wow, that worked. I just put in hotkey order. And stopped out. Yep, stopped out. That was fast. I tried to go short on that move, and it had other plans for me. I should have probably went short now, but we'll see. All right, so We'll see. Okay, I'm trying the short here. Let's hope that it works out. If not, then I'll be stopped here at 98. I have a take profit at 72. Looks like it is going for my stop. If it goes for the stop here, I'll just wait it out till I get a better entry signal. Okay. All right. So the short is not what wants to happen right now. Looks like it is trying its hardest to break out through here. Tap that VWAP one more time. Let's sit tight. Very effective. NQ is very effective at taking your stops. Very effective. She's absorbing big time. Absorbing absorbing sellers. And she's just pushing higher. Just going for higher. We hit 21,900. If there was liquidity to be had there, it grabbed it. Not sure if it wants to continue higher now or it wants to see further downside. Very funny looking market, guys. All right, so we have the clear breakout on the 1 minute from the trend line. It's finding support above the 21 and getting stuck at the VWAP. This area right here is make or break. If we come back down, find support here, then we can possibly see higher. VWAP is the magic line in the sand here. Let's see what happens after the VWAP. It's crossing over. Very dangerous place to get into a trade right at the VWAP. ATR on the 1 minute right now is hovering around 12. Move is stronger. Getting slightly weaker though. Okay, let's see what she does here. Tough to say unless we just be patient. The 21,880 level is coming right up. Looks like that could be an area where the market either needs to find support off the trend line. If we break down through there, it could be very much a quick ride down to 856. See where this market is intending to go. Looks like the market is right now just kind of finding its footing. You just dropped under the 21 on the 1 minute, but it looks like it is collecting orders because it really is not picking a direction at the moment. It looks like it wants to go lower, but at the same time, it looks like it also is trying to have a fake out back up to the upside. I would say I'm just going to sit still here and be patient until we find something that is a blaring entry, a big spike in volume is what I'd like to see. One good thing about the market today is that the ATR is rather low, so that means it's not, your stops don't have to be that crazy, which could save our accounts for the most part. All right, what do you think she wants to do here, guys? Looks to me like she has broken down a bit. She has broken down just a bit. See if we get a pop to the upside here. Oh, too funny, guys. Too funny. Look at that. We just had a massive spike to the downside here. Let's try to make some sense of this. This could be the trap for the downside. Maybe with some, with a move to the upside here is what I'm thinking. huge spike to the downside, and it's not really going anywhere. CVD spike is still growing. As you can see here, a negative 1,000. That looks bullish to me because it's being absorbed. It's being absorbed. Let's see how this candle closes here. Looking pretty good. I'm going to try the long. All right, I'm trying the long here. Hopefully that wasn't a fake out. Hopefully that CVD does give us the push to the upside like we're thinking. Nope. Nope, 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 not yet. It's getting kind of funky. 1 second, guys. That's my current trade setup here. If we get above 894, I'm adding another one, and then we'll have 2 on. We'll take one off here. Or maybe we'll take both off here. Not sure. I think we'll be good. We'll hold them. All right, so we've got 2 on, and I think I'd want to hold and sell here. All right. Okay. We're finally getting a move with some. We're finally getting a move here with some kind of pizzazz to it. I like it. I like it, guys. I like it. I like it. We're getting some pizzazz. Some pep in our step. We're getting some pep in our step, which is always nice. All right, this might be a good place to take profits, to be honest with you. See if we can get some follow through here. She goes red on me. I wouldn't want to keep her. Let's see if we can get her. Come on, girl. Come on, girl. We got a big pop to the upside. I don't want to lose this momentum. Don't want to lose this momentum, girl. Come on. Come on. I know how fakey outy you could be. I'm going to take her here. All right. So we're good. We're up 320 on the day. I like the trade. I just don't trust the move. We had a big spike to the upside here on that candle too. And I don't trust those candles, guys. I really don't. I trust them as far as I can throw them. And I can't throw them very far because they're inanimate objects. So we'll come back here to our main screen after we took a nice win here on this account. I like the technique of adding an additional contract to that. That worked out well. I learned that from Trader Tom. He adds to his wieners and not to his losers. Russell looks good for a breakout, but that Russell, man, she moved different. She moved a little different. Now gas is breaking out. Crude is not looking so good. Crude might be having a tumble to the downside. Gold is looking rather good. But I'm not looking to trade her just yet. So I'm glad I took the profits on this trade. Could be setting up for a good entry for a long again, but it is hard to say because she is with Wiki. Let's take a look at the CVD together. This is our CVD situation right now currently. That's currently our CVD situation. So it looks like we might be trapping to the downside again. The reason I say that is because we got this. You see that? But I think we might need a bigger move down first. I think we might need a bigger move down. So I'm very happy I took profits on that move. I think I've been learning a thing or two by doing the journaling. That's where I picked up on her little shadiness, the little shady moves that she has. You know, this could be a good opportunity to get in long here if we get to 880 and it holds. If we get to 880 and it holds, it could be a good situation. Let's go ahead and I believe in her. We're going to try here a paper trade, keep things interesting and spicy. Something big's going to happen today. I feel it. I feel it. We're going to have a big move one way or the other. You think the market's really just going to give it to us that easily, guys? That easily? Come on, man. Come on, guys. You know better than that. She's never going to do that. She's never just going to hand over the keys. She's going to make it hard on us. There she goes. There she goes. CVD, man, it's one hell of a drug, guys. CVD is one hell of a drug. Look at that. One hell of a drug. Hopefully it goes. Taking a quick little scalp here. Accidentally entered it with 2 by accident, so hopefully we can get a little pop here, and then we'll step aside for a minute. See if we can't tap that. Let's get that. Let's get that. Come on. Come on. Get with it. Get with it. All right, I'm taking it. Now we got it. All right, that was a pretty good move. We're up to 520 on the day. That's not bad. I guess that was a bigger move than I thought. Yeah. I took that trade with 2 minis by accident. I thought I had 1 mini on, but worked in our favor. So the reason I took that, I'll just reiterate again. It's the CVD that made me do it. The CVD made me do it, guys. It's all the CVD's fault. CVD made me get into this trade, and I took her. And I feel like she could possibly run from here. I feel like this could be like a run for much higher. It's still chop. Yeah, it is. 5T5. It's still chop. But I feel like when she has a divergence, when she has a CVD spike, you know, this big, let me go into let's go to 12. It's still chop, and we might just have chop for the rest of the morning. All right, she still might be chopping all morning long, but going out into our 12 minute here, I want to look at the CVD, and let me show you guys how I've always seen this structure when it's trying to trap. And on 12 minute, it looks like it's trying to trap people short right now, because it makes it look like it's going to go higher and then brings it down one more time to get people to commit to shorts, and then it reverses it and brings it higher. It's the breakout. So it's kind of like, okay, we're getting stronger, we're getting stronger, we're getting stronger. bang, one more drop to the downside, and then we bring it to the upside. So I'm not sure if it's done dumping, but it was good enough for that trade that I just took. It's good enough for that trade. Those hotkeys are pretty cool. I just tried them out today for the first time. They work. The only hotkey that doesn't exist is a break-even hotkey, and I'm not too happy about that. Okay. Big spike down here. That looks like it's recovering. All right, guys, it's 10:30. It is 10:30. So I made up a dad joke the other day, guys. Good morning, Biblical. Oh, you want a treadmill, dude? Go ahead into the 5T5. If you want a treadmill, I'm burning calories here, guys, while we're making money. You can't beat that. It's a win-win. You got to be efficient with your time. Go ahead into the description, and I have the link there for the treadmill I'm using. I found it, and we got a 20% discount coupon code right now. So go $20, I think it's $20 coupon code that's already built in to the link. So check out the link in the description, or check out the in Discord under referrals. We have it there too. I think it comes out to just with shipping. If you're a Prime member, you get free shipping. It comes out to just over $100. So you cannot beat that, guys. You cannot beat that. Yeah, this was a nice move to the upside, guys. Nice move to the upside. Good morning, Biblical. I was about to say something or do something. What up, PD? What's going on? Oh, yeah, so I made up a dad joke, guys. I made up a dad joke. Sometimes I just ponder about life and I come up with dad jokes. My daughters love dad jokes, by the way. You know you're getting old when you tell dad jokes. So I came up with a dad joke, and I swear I've never heard this anywhere before, and I'm sure you guys are guys, so you think like me, you'll probably figure it out. But since I know, well, not I know, but I'm pretty confident it doesn't exist anywhere else. It doesn't exist anywhere else. So I'm going to ask you guys the dad joke. Oh, we took profits. Let's go. More paper profits, guys. More paper profits. We should have left our trade open. We'd have been straight. Yeah. See, that's what I got to trust. I got to trust my analysis that when I see something like this, just keep it open. Just keep it open. I was being nervous thinking the VWAP was going to hold us down. And here goes that move. Here goes that breakout that I was telling you guys. I think this thing's going to fly, and it did. Oh, yeah, no, that wasn't real, guys. I keep it real with you guys. You're playing a combine together? Yeah. Yeah. I just took trades. This is real over here, though. I'm sorry. That's not real. Like that guy on the airplane, he's not real. Check this out. This is real, though. Right here. This is my take profit trader combine, and we're at 520 on this one for the day. So I'm just keeping trades open here, guys, to number one, prove my theory to myself that it when I see something, take it. Okay, number one. And number two, people like when you have a trade on at all times. When people come to your YouTube channel, they like to see somebody with skin in the game, even though it's not real skin. The brain doesn't know any different. You're kind of like, oh, was he right? Was he wrong? So I'm trying to keep, because I'm not trading as much as I used to when I first started the channel. So because of that, I see that the viewership is not as engaged, and sometimes I stay quiet, trying to not analyze the charts. So it gives people something to watch. And plus, my paper trade account has like $4 million in it, so I can put like 20 lot on. I can put a pretty big size on without it really affecting me mentally. Let me see the paper account. The paper account has, where are you, paper account? The paper account has 4.1 million doll hairs. Not bad. Not bad paper. Okay. All right. So yeah, here's the dad joke, guys. Let's see if anyone can figure out the dad joke. The dad joke goes like this. What kind of belly button do cars have? What kind of belly button do cars have? Let's see if you can come up with it. I'm sure you guys can. You guys are guys. I mean, like, if anybody knows cars, it's going to be guys, right? What kind of belly button do cars have? You can try to chat GPT it. I don't know if it'll work. Because it was made up in my dad brain. Wheels. No, not wheels. No. That would make no sense. My daughters would kick me out of the room. Yes, an Audi. An Audi. Congratulations, 5T5. It's an Audi. Although my daughters probably wouldn't understand that joke because they probably don't know what an Audi is, even though I used to own one before they were born. But they probably wouldn't understand what an Audi is. But maybe other dads would and appreciate that. Congratulations, 5T5. Yes, an Audi. Not an innie, but an Audi. Yes, sir. Oh, you didn't even understand it? You just said Audi just to pick a random belly button? Yeah, it's an Audi. And there goes your dad joke that you guys can tell your family and tell them you made it up yourself. All right. Wow, look at this pumperoonie, guys. I know we were stuck in a range, guys. I know we were stuck in a range, but all a range is just an opportunity for market makers to fill their bags before they go to the moon, Alice. That's why I really liked the long from here, and I took it a few times. I took it twice because I saw CVD telling me that this is what they want. I saw it a couple of times. I saw it here, and then I really saw it here, although I didn't show it with the conviction I should have shown it with. I should have held it longer, and we took off like a rocket. We took off like a rocket. The trading I did today was, I would say, much better than the trading that I have done in the past. Even looking at my my journal and seeing the mistakes, I'm making far fewer mistakes now than I used to. Before, I used to have a lot of trades I couldn't even make sense of. Like, why the hell did I take that trade? Like, it was nothing. So I have a category for, like, why did I take that trade? I have a category called FOMO. On my Trade Zella, you can pick categories. You can program categories of, different trade setups, different mistakes, different playbooks, different categories that you want to put them in, such as, like, I have a category called perfect trade. And those are the ones I can go back and analyze later and see how was that the perfect trade. And I have another one that's called garbage trades. That are like the worst trades you could have ever imagined to have. And I go back and I see how stupid I was to make myself see something that wasn't there. Or gullible, naive, whatever you want to call it, right? Chomp, chomp. NQ hit my entry so many times and finally busted through for a win. Nice, Popeye. Thought I was trapped, but held on. I like the long too much, and buyers kept fighting off sellers. Yeah, I saw that too. The CVD had that written all over it. The setup was there. I should have held it a little longer. I got to hold on to my, I really got to hold on to my convictions a little bit better. But sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. Wow, gold is having a really hard time getting above VWAP. We just had a huge spike up in the gold CVD, and it's not going anywhere. Let's go ahead and show you guys this a little bit closer. So when you're having this much CVD to the upside, which is volume, when you're having this much positive volume to the upside, you see like we're having here, and the price in the market is still trending down. For the most part, that means that buyers are being absorbed big time. Right now, it's trying to make that pop above VWAP, and it is. But I'm just worried here that this thing is just going to pop up above VWAP, maybe tap the trend line, and roll over. Because it looks like bears are definitely in charge this morning. But let's see if they continue to hold them down. Let's see. This was a bullish indication here. This candle here, big CVD spike to the downside. Nice absorption on this yellow candle. So that means that sellers were getting absorbed there. And because of that, we got this nice pop to the upside. Let's see if this is sustainable. If it is, great. If not, then we can probably see a move back down to under 2740. Nat gas is rolling over. Yeah, I had a feeling Nat gas was going to do that, and it really is. It really is now. So Nat gas is, they call it the Widowmaker, and I can see why. So we had Nat gas, same kind of concept here, but this time we had the traps were being set to the upside, and at the same time we were having momentum slowing down. As you can see here, we had a lower high here on momentum and a higher high on price, and we're trapping traders long. Then we had this drop here. Funny thing about this drop is that it came down and got bought up immediately. So that was a weird one to be. That was a weird trade to be in. But then once price recovered up here, now it's falling down. This is the real move here. The real move is happening now. So I expect a break of this level here of 3.94. We'll see. It may not be sustained. It might be a quick move down and then maybe back up because, guys, it's pretty much freezing everywhere in the northern hemisphere. So nat gas is in demand. I know that the U.S. is going to be doing a lot more fracking and gas exploration, all that stuff. So maybe that's going to move the price down since there is going to be more supply hitting the market. Who knows? I don't know. I'm not an energy expert. I just read the charts. And that's what the charts are saying. Other than that, crude's looking a bit weak. I could expect crude to be rolling over soon as well. We see here we are getting a higher high on price, lower high on momentum. We are looking like a little trappy here on the CVD to the upside. So I wouldn't be surprised to see a move back down to the VWAP here. Actually, we'd probably like to take that trade. That light crude trade might be okay. A move down here to VWAP would be nice because we'd fill in these imbalances. We'd clear up this divergence. And it looks like we might just do that. All right, let's take a look at the Nasdaq again. Nasdaq is getting a bit toppy here at 940. Is she done spiking? That's anyone's guess. I'm not sure if she's done or not. But we do have this trend line that may act as support. We have an imbalance in here that maybe wants to get cleared up first before we go anywhere. The 21 and the VWAP are merged there, stuck together pretty good. So if we tap to this, we might go higher. What time is crude gonna have their news? Crude inventories today at 11. 15 minutes for crude. If you guys are, yeah. Also for Trump speaking at 11. Put that on a reminder. Hey Siri, set a reminder for 11 a.m. Trump speaks. All right, we'll see. Let's take a look at Bitcoin and see what's going on in the land of the coin. All right, Bitcoin is, wow, man, she's a wild girl. So we just trapped in this big candle here. We just trapped a bunch of traders short on this move down. And now she's moving right back up. This is a bullish move here. The Dow is soaring. Dow's looking better than even the NQ. And it's a strong move. Corn is off the charts. Yikes, man. We should have went long on corn this morning. Look at this corn squeeze. Pop. pop. We could be seeing a little bit of a rollover right now though, but I wouldn't want to short something this strong. We'll sit tight. Let's check on our CBD. Okay. I wouldn't be surprised if, I would not be surprised if the market did cool down a bit, because we did have some pretty huge spikes here in CBD. Because the same way it works here, it could also work right here. But at the moment right now, NQ has consolidated for so long, I wouldn't be surprised if it's still squeezed up higher. And then maybe we see this kind of take place over here. We could still get it right now, which is a move down, which we kind of just got a little bit of a spike down, but it got absorbed pretty quickly. Another bullish indication. So maybe this pattern, the CBD pattern, might happen over here. So I'm just waiting. Right now, no trades. No trades, maybe a paper trade. We'll go see. Maybe we'll get a paper trade going. Congratulations to Popeye here on your last trade, brother. Show you some love in the chat. Guys, if you wouldn't mind hitting that like, I would really appreciate it. Would get this stream in the good graces of the algorithm. And we'll get some more viewers on here. Grow our community. All right, let's see what's cooking here. So it looks like she is reaching for higher. It looks like the CVD that we had to the downside was minimal. And here we had this this candle here just looked like it was a reversal candle just from the set, right, from the get-go right here. All right, she is breaking up. Gold futures, huh? Gold futures. Yeah, and that gas did have that dump. It's getting to that area right now where it's going to be grabbing some liquidity. The Russell is looking strong. The Dow is looking strong. I think that all these indices are just moving higher. Just waiting to see what Trump's going to say next today. I can't wait to hear what he's got to say. I'm sure it's going to be something really good. Maybe it's the JFK files. You guys think this is JFK files? You think Trump's going to dump it on us today and tell us it was the CIA this whole time? Or maybe he'd say it was Fidel Castro. What do you guys think he's going to say? I don't think he could say it was Putin. That's his boy. I'm sure they'll find a boogeyman. Maybe it's the actual boogeyman. This looks like it's probably going to be the slow grind up. We'll see. There's no volume right now, so we're just going to chill. Reserve our trades for when we see spikes in volume. Reserve our energy, resources, capital, everything. Although I do like the short on corn. I might take that as a little experiment. Let's go over here. Check out this corn opportunity here. The corn has gone up. We spiked, losing a little bit of strength. Might be fun. Maybe we'll take is there such thing as a micro corn? Let's see if we got micro corn. Is there a micro corn? I think corn is Z, C, Z, C, C, H. Is there a micro version of corn? No, there's not. corn trade looks interesting. Has anybody ever traded corn? You guys ever do the corn? Looking good for the drop. Keep our sights focused here on NQ for now. And I will keep my eyes on the corn. Not the big corn, the regular corn. I do think she might do well. We'll see. Eight minutes left till we get the oil inventories. 8 minutes left till Trump speaks. Looks like the natural gas is dropping here. Crude is also dropping. E-mini, the Dow are still skyrocketing. I'm sorry, the E-mini, I apologize. The Russell is skyrocketing. NQ doing the same. The Dow is stronger, I think, of all the assets. NQ is getting squeezy. Yeah, I think we're going to reserve any trades until after Trump speaks. Could really throw a wrench into the market here. I do think that whatever Trump says will probably be bullish for the market here. So if you're in a long and you're comfortable leaving that trade on, I think you're probably going to end up being happy after the speech is over. Unless the market makers want to do the exact opposite of what everyone thinks, then they might drop this thing down to the floor. Let's check in on Top Step and see if they're making money today or if they're losing. No positions. No positions for Top Step. Unfortunately, Top Step says no. We haven't seen anything we like. We're not trading this chop. This chop is not for the trading. Trump speech. Yesterday we got catfished into the wrong Trump speech live. Canada and Greenland. This could be it. Is this really it? I feel like I'm getting catfished again. I don't think this is it, right?
Military coercion.
I doubt this is it,
Well, we need
right?
Greenland for.
I
Yeah,
mean,
just
do
one
you have
second.
832 people
I'm going
watching?
to give you a
I
little
think
report on the hostages if
more.
I can, Steve. Thank you very much.
Wow.
I feel like this has
Well, I
gotta be
think we're
fake.
making a lot of progress.
This is
And
fake, right, guys?
I don't want to say too much because I think they're doing a really good job back in Doha. I'm leaving tomorrow back to go to Doha. But I think that we've had some really great progress, and I'm really hopeful
think this is
that by
fake.
the inaugural, we'll have some good things
One
to announce
micro
on behalf
on
of the
another,
president.
then that's
I
thing
actually
off the buy and
believe
sell
that
button.
we're working
Hasn't started. I thought, yeah, I think this is.
tandem
I
in
think
a
this
really
is
good
fake.
way, but it's the
They
president.
do this a lot, man, just to get engagement on their channel. I hate that. Trump addresses World Economic Forum, scheduled for this is the one. Okay, so we'll wait on this one. Starts in 3 minutes. Cool. At least we found the right one, and we're not just flopping and groping. Like my people over at Crypto Faces channel, they're just flopping and groping. Now Natural gas. Should have taken that trade when I saw it. I wonder what the corn is doing. Is there such thing as corn inventories? I wonder if there's such thing as corn inventories. Yeah. No. Corn is not ready. Still pumping. Still pumping. I'm glad we kept our finger off the trigger. Everything is kind of just holding on, waiting for Trump to speak. Is Trump in Davos, though, or is Trump going to be addressing Davos from the comfort of his Oval Office? Yeah, I don't think it's started yet, so let's put the tunes back on. It's getting kind of quiet here. There we go. Alright, we're chilling now. We're chilling, guys. Alright, it's 11 a.m. And we've already been walking for an hour and a half. That is what's up, guys. Every 90 minutes, the treadmill says, no mas. Like Roberto Duran. But then I just make it go more. So every 90 minutes, I gotta restart it. And crude oil is about to do a pretty nasty move here in a couple minutes. We'll keep our eyes on that one too. The Russell has really taken off. That would have been a nice trade. Although the Russell didn't really do what we wanted it to do yesterday. It kind of was half-stepping. It made me miss an NQ when I saw the Russell just half-stepping. That's the thing you got a trade-off that you get when you're trading other assets. They may move slower and a little easier of an entry to get in. It moves so much slower that you have to be in those trades for much longer. For the same amount you can make on NQ in like seconds. Is there really such a thing called fart coin? Oh my God, are you serious? There's people pumping coins on Trump's live stream. Can't say I'm surprised. Trump himself is a degen. Alright, so we're just gonna sit tight here. Let's see, let's see. Entire market is waiting. Hi, what's up, Taylor? Taylor Ashley. Nice to see you here. Do I think the market is going to crash? Eventually. Markets are meant to crash. I mean, not that they're meant for crashing. They steadily rise over time. But what I mean is the powers that be like to hit the reset button every now and then. So yes, eventually we're going to get a crash. And sometimes the writing is on the wall. Like a couple of weeks ago, I was telling the crew, this market feels really, really, really overbought. And the VIX was at 14. It was so low. I said they got to hit the reset button, and I wanted to take a call on the VIX or short the market and sell some of my Tesla stock. A lot of the guys on the channel actually did do that, made a lot of money. I actually just sat on my hands and did nothing because I tend to do that sometimes and overthink things. But yeah, we crashed pretty hard a couple weeks ago, but we've recovered since then. But these markets could easily see another black swan event and kind of drop. Just the other day, we dropped pretty nasty. Was it in July? I was talking about this yesterday with the carry trade principle. Japan starts to really do some funky stuff with their bonds and their currency. You know, we could see another huge drop in our stock market because our stock market is fueled by a lot of the carry trade principle. So that's one thing that could affect us. Another thing is we can have just a black swan event, something the dirty Dems, might do something, and to kind of throw a little wrench in Trump's administration. So anything can happen. Another pandemic. They've been talking about things like that. Some kind of maybe insurance companies going bust left and right because of these forest fires, hurricanes in Florida. The too big to fails could need bailouts. Like there's a lot of things that could scare the markets. It could spook the markets. So be ready for when the VIX gets over 22, 24. That's when you want to go in like a savage and start looking for opportunities to buy. So let's look at this historically and take a look at the VIX chart. We can't predict when it's going to happen. We can only predict what we're going to do when it does happen. So let's take a look at the VIX here. So the VIX is on the screen right now. Let's go to the weekly on the VIX. All we can do is prepare ourselves. So for when the VIX gets over 22, 24, those have always historically been opportunities that have been good to buy. So while we're here right now on the screen, I think I have an alert set on the regular VIX, but this is the VIX futures. I'm going to set an alert here that, let me see if I can edit it. I don't want it to ever go away. Don't ever go away, VIX futures. Don't you go away on me. I'm trying to edit it, making sure it stays there permanently. All right, I'm gonna have to go into alerts. Okay, so I want this every time that it goes over 22, I want it to be alert. And I'm gonna name this thing buy time. That's the only thing we can do. And eventually it will happen and happen and happen. Before, we used to see VIX getting up to as high as 30s. This is back in 22. That was a really rough year for stocks. A lot of good opportunities though. Right now for us, the 20s would be great. But if we get historically into like the 30s, those would be amazing, amazing. What happened when we got the COVID? I think that was in 20. Yeah, the VIX futures weren't trading back then. It looks like we got to go to the regular VIX for that. But yeah, they can get pretty high, but they don't stay high. That's the thing. They recover very quickly. So whenever you see huge spikes, buy. Always on the spikes. If you do DCA, dollar cost averaging, on the spikes is always the best time. No financial advice, obviously. This is just what I would do. And right here, you see this one right here? This spike right here was because of the Bank of Japan and the carry trade. Right around this area in July is when it happened. So that set off a big scare in the market. So hopefully that helps. Sorry if that was a little long-winded. I just felt like that needed a little bit of attention for all of us. A little lesson there. Let's go see if we got Trump. Trump's going to be speaking now. We'll go ahead and shift our attention over there. Did we just get a huge drop in? Wow, we just got a huge drop on the VIX at 9 a.m. I didn't even realize that. All right, so let's go ahead and see what's going on over here. Well, welcome either way, Taylor. My daughter's name is Kayla, so it's like Kayla, but with a T. Kayla. I won't forget that. S&P is pumping.
Mr. President,
Hello.
what great honor, and pleasure to welcome you back to the Davos community. Just 4 days into your new mandate, we highly appreciate your presence with us today. We wish you all the best as you take on your critical work ahead. The global challenges we face today are monumental. The importance of American leadership and your personal leadership in this regard is fundamental and paramount. We are here to hear your vision and policies related to revitalizing the economy and addressing the global challenges. As you might expect, Mr. President, your return to office and your forthcoming policies have been at the focus of our discussions this week. The discussions among 3,000 political and business leaders from over 130 countries who came together here in Davos. We look forward hearing first from you and then to the follow-up discussion with business leaders, moderated by my colleague Børge Brende. Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States, Donald J. Trump.
Well, thank you very much, Klaus, and hello to everyone in beautiful Davos. This has been a truly historic week in the United States. 3 days ago, I took the oath of office, and we began the golden age of America. The recent presidential election was won by millions of votes, and all seven, every one of them, all seven swing states. It was a massive mandate from the American people like hasn't been seen in many years, and some of the political pundits, even some of my so-called enemies, said it was the most consequential election victory in 129 years. That's quite nice. What the world has witnessed in the past 72 hours is nothing less than a revolution of common sense. Our country will soon be stronger, wealthier, and more united than ever before, and the entire planet will be more peaceful and prosperous as a result of this incredible momentum and what we're doing and going to do. My administration is acting with unprecedented speed to fix the disasters we've inherited from a totally inept group of people and to solve every single crisis facing our country. This begins with confronting the economic chaos caused by the failed policies of the last administration. Over the past 4 years, our government racked up $8 trillion in wasteful deficit spending and inflicted nation-wrecking energy restrictions, crippling regulations, and hidden taxes like never before. The result is the worst inflation crisis in modern history and sky-high interest rates for our citizens and even throughout the world. Food prices and the price of almost every other thing known to mankind went through the roof. President Biden totally lost control of what was going on in our country, but in particular with our high inflation economy and at our border. Because of these ruinous policies, total government spending this year is $1.5 trillion higher than was projected to occur when I left office just 4 years ago. Likewise, the cost of servicing the debt is more than 230% higher than was projected in 2020. The inflation rate we are inheriting remains 50% higher than the historic target. It was the highest inflation probably in the history of our country. That's why from the moment I took office, I've taken rapid action to reverse each and every one of these radical left policies that created this calamity, in particular with immigration, crime, and inflation. On day one, I signed an executive order directing every member of my cabinet to marshal all powers at their disposal to defeat inflation and reduce the cost of daily life. I imposed a federal hiring freeze, a federal regulation freeze, a foreign aid freeze, and I created the new Department of Government Efficiency. I terminated the ridiculous and incredibly wasteful Green New Deal. I call it the Green New Scam, withdrew from the one-sided Paris Climate Accord, and ended the insane and costly electric vehicle mandate. We're going to let people buy the car they want to buy. I declared a national energy emergency, and it's so important, national energy emergency to unlock the liquid gold under our feet and pave the way for rapid approvals of new energy infrastructure. The United States has the largest amount of oil and gas of any country on earth, and we're going to use it. Not only will this reduce the cost of virtually all goods and services, it'll make the United States a manufacturing superpower and the world capital of artificial intelligence and crypto. My administration has also begun the largest deregulation campaign in history, far exceeding even the record-setting efforts of my last term. In total, the Biden administration imposed $50,000 in additional regulatory costs on the average American household over the last 4 years. I have promised to eliminate 10 old regulations for every new regulation, which will soon put many thousands of dollars back in the pockets of American families. To further unleash our economy, our majorities in the House and Senate, which we also took along with the presidency, are going to pass the largest tax cut in American history, including massive tax cuts for workers and family, and big tax cuts for domestic producers and manufacturers. And we're working with the Democrats on getting an extension of the original Trump tax cuts, as you probably know, by just reading any paper. My message to every business in the world is very simple. Come make your product in America, and we will give you among the lowest taxes of any nation on earth. We're bringing them down very substantially, even from the original Trump tax cuts. But if you don't make your product in America, which is your prerogative, then very simply you will have to pay a tariff, differing amounts, but a tariff which will direct hundreds of billions of dollars and even trillions of dollars into our treasury to strengthen our economy and pay down debt. Under the Trump administration, there will be no better place on earth to create jobs, build factories, or grow a company than right here in the good old USA. Already Americans' economic, you can see this, I think, maybe even in your wonderful, wonderful room that you're all gathered together, so many of my friends, but Americans, the economic confidence is soaring like we haven't seen in many, many decades, maybe not at all. Upon my election, it was just announced that small business optimism skyrocketed by 41 points in a single month. That's the highest ever. There's never been anything like that. SoftBank has announced between a $100 and $200 billion investment in the U.S. economy because of the election result. And just 2 days ago, Oracle, SoftBank, and OpenAI announced a $500 billion investment in AI infrastructure. Other companies likewise have announced billions and billions and billions, adding up to trillions of investment in America, in the United States. And it's also reported today in the papers that Saudi Arabia will be investing at least $600 billion in America. But I'll be asking the Crown Prince, who's a fantastic guy, to round it out to around $1 trillion. I think they'll do that because we've been very good to them. And I'm also going to ask Saudi Arabia and OPEC to bring down the cost of oil. You got to bring it down, which, frankly, I'm surprised they didn't do before the election. That didn't show a lot of love by them not doing it. I was a little surprised by that. If the price came down, the Russia-Ukraine war would end immediately. Right now, the price is high enough that that war will continue. You got to bring down the oil price. You got to end that war. They should have done it long ago. They're very responsible, actually, to a certain extent, for what's taking place. Millions of lives are being lost. With oil prices going down, I'll demand that interest rates drop immediately, and likewise, they should be dropping all over the world. Interest rates should follow us. All over, the progress that you're seeing is happening because of our historic victory in a recent presidential election, one that has become quite well known throughout the world. I think a lot of things are happening to a lot of countries. They say that there's light shining all over the world since the election, and even countries that we aren't particularly friendly with are happy because they understand what there is a future and how great the future will be. Under our leadership, America is back and open for business. And this week, I'm also taking swift action to stop the invasion at our southern border. They allowed people to come in at levels that nobody's ever seen before. It was ridiculous. I decided and declared to do, and very, very importantly, a national emergency on our border, immediately halted all entry of illegal border crossers, of which there were many, and began promptly returning the illegal trespassers back to the place from which they came. That action, as you've probably seen, has already started very strongly. I've deployed active duty U.S. military and National Guard troops to the border to assist in repelling the invasion. It was really an invasion. We will not allow our territory to be violated. After 4 long years, the United States is strong and sovereign and a beautiful nation. Once again, it's a strong, sovereign nation. In addition, I'm pleased to report that America is also a free nation once again. On day one, I signed an executive order to stop all government censorship. No longer will our government label the speech of our own citizens as misinformation or disinformation, which are the favorite words of censors and those who wish to stop the free exchange of ideas and, frankly, progress. We have saved free speech in America, and we've saved it strongly. With another historic executive order this week, I also ended the weaponization of law enforcement against the American people and, frankly, against politicians, and restored the fair, equal, and impartial rule of law. My administration has taken action to abolish all discriminatory diversity, equity, and inclusion nonsense, and these are policies that were absolute nonsense throughout the government and the private sector. With the recent yet somewhat unexpected great Supreme Court decision just made, America will once again become a merit-based country. You have to hear that word, merit-based country. And I've made it official, an official policy of the United States, that there are only two genders, male and female. And we will have no men participating in women's sports, and transgender operations, which became the rage, will occur very rarely. Finally, as we restore common sense in America, we're moving quickly to bring back strength and peace and stability abroad. I'm also going to ask all NATO nations to increase defense spending to 5% of GDP, which is what it should have been years ago. It was only at 2%, and most nations didn't pay until I came along. I insisted that they pay, and they did, because the United States was really paying the difference at that time, and it was unfair to the United States. But many, many things have been unfair for many years to the United States. Before even taking office, my team negotiated a ceasefire agreement in the Middle East, which wouldn't have happened without us, as I think most of the people in the room know. Earlier this week, the hostages began to return to their families. They are returning, and it's a beautiful sight, and they'll be coming in more and more. They started coming back on Sunday. Our efforts to secure a peace settlement between Russia and Ukraine are now hopefully underway. It's so important to get that done. That is an absolute killing field. Millions of soldiers are being killed. Nobody's seen anything like it since World War II. They're laying dead all over the flat fields. It's a flat field farmland. And there's millions of Russians and millions of Ukrainians. Nobody's seen anything like it since World War II. It's time to end it. And here in America, we have big events coming up. Next year, we have the 250th anniversary of America's founding. I'm so honored to be president during that. That's been a big event. They've been talking about it for 10 years. We also have the World Cup. And I understand Gianni's in the room. Infantino, he was very instrumental in helping us get it. He's there with you someplace, I think, and I want to thank him for that. And then we have the Olympics coming up, which I was instrumental in getting also in my first term. And who would have known that by skipping a term, I would get the Olympics? I was upset. I said, you know, I got the Olympics to come and I won't be president. But it turned out through a stroke of luck, or whatever you might call it, that I'm going to be president during the World Cup and the Olympics and the 250th anniversary. So that's going to be three big events. And we've accomplished more in less than 4 days. We have really been working 4 days than other administrations have accomplished in 4 years. And we're just getting started. It's really an amazing thing to see. And the spirit and the light over our country has been incredible. Under the last administration, our nation has suffered greatly, but we're going to bring it back and make it greater, bigger, stronger, better than ever before. I want to thank everybody for being with you. I would have been there myself, except the inauguration was 2 days ago. I thought it might be a little bit quick to make it the first stop, but we'll get there one day. We hope to get there. But I do appreciate, I heard the audience is fantastic, and many of my friends are in the audience, and I will be taking questions now from some very distinguished people. Thank you all very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. President, for that very powerful speech. And I think you could hear the applause all the way from Davos to the White House. But next year it will be even better, because then you can get the applause here in Davos. So we wish you welcome to our village next year. We hope to see you.
Thank you very much.
So we also know, Mr. President, that you open up for interaction here. We have a great panel with some of the most distinguished business people in the world. Let me start with someone that you know really well, that I think is almost a neighbor of you in in Florida.
I'll be right back.
Mr. Steve Schwartzman, Chairman, CEO, and co-founder of Blackstone Group. So, Steve, floor is yours.
Well, Mr. President, I'm sure the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia will be really glad you gave this speech today. You've had the busiest 4 days that anybody can imagine, and congratulations for that. My question is about some of the things I've observed here at Davos. It's a terrific forum. I've met lots of people, as usual. I think I've been here 30 years. And a lot of the European business people have expressed enormous frustration with the regulatory regime in the EU, and they attribute slower growth rates here because of numerous factors, but especially because of regulations. And you've taken a completely different approach in this area. And if you could explain the theory of what you're doing, how you're going to do it, and what you expect the outcome to be, I'd appreciate it.
Well, thank you very much, and congratulations, Steve. You're a friend of mine, but on a great career. You have had an amazing career, and it continues. Just want to congratulate you. Very inspirational to a lot of people. I want to talk about the EU, because you mentioned specifically that I've also had a lot of friends and leaders of countries. I've gotten to know them all my first term and a little bit during this period of 4 years, and know them well, like them a lot, but they're very frustrated because of the time everything seems to take to get approved, environmental impact statements for things that you shouldn't even have to do that, and many, many other ways that it takes. And I'm going to give you a quick little example. In the private life, my beautiful private life, before I had all these things happening, the world is a little different. I had a nice, simple life. You knew that. But when I had that simple life, I did projects. And I had a big project in Ireland. And it had to get approval on something that would have made it even better. And I got the approval from Ireland in a period of a week. And it was a very, very efficient, good approval. And they informed me, though, the problem is you're going to have to get it from the EU, and we think that'll take 5 to 6 years. And I said, you have to be kidding. And this was before politics. And I said, wait a minute, it's not that important. I don't want to go 5 or 6 years, but it would have been a big investment. It would have been nice, and it would have been good for the project. And I sent the people to the EU to see if they could speed it up, and basically it was a 5 or 6 year wait just to get a simple approval that Ireland gave me in a period of literally not much more than a week. And I realized right then, that was the first time I really was involved with the EU, but I realized right then that's a problem, and I didn't even bother applying to do it. Or if I did, I pulled it very quickly. I have to be very accurate because I don't want to be criticized. He did apply, actually. No, I want to be very accurate. So I don't think I did, but if I did, I pulled it very quickly. It was just something you couldn't wait 5 years or 6 years to get an approval. So a lot of, in a very big business sense, a lot of people are claiming that's the problem. From the standpoint of America, the EU treats us very, very unfairly, very badly. They have large tax that we know about, and a VAT tax, and it's a very substantial one. They don't take our essentially don't take our farm products, and they don't take our cars. Yet they send cars to us by the millions. They put tariffs on things that we want to do. Like, for instance, I think they actually, in terms of these are non-economic or non-monetary tariffs, and those are very bad, and they make it very difficult to bring products into Europe, and yet they expect to be selling, and they do sell their products in the United States. So we have, hundreds of billions of dollars of deficits with the EU, and nobody's happy with it, and we're going to do something about it, but nobody's happy with it. So I think the EU has to speed up their process. Friends of mine that are in some of the nations within the EU, great people, they want to be able to compete better, and you can't compete when you can't go through the approval process fast. There's no reason why it can't go faster. So, I'm trying to be constructive because I love Europe. I love the countries of Europe, but the process is a very cumbersome one, and they do treat the United States of America very, very unfairly with the VAT taxes and all of the other taxes they impose. One other, just to finish up, I got a call from the head of a major airline, one of the biggest airlines in the world, and he said, "Sir, could you help us? What? Landing in Europe is brutal. They charge us fees for everything, and it's so unfair." I said, "How does it compare to China?" He said, it's much worse. And the other thing, as you know, they took court cases with Apple, and they supposedly won a case that most people didn't think was much of a case. They won 15 or 16 billion from Apple. They won billions from Google. I think they're after Facebook for billions and billions. These are American companies, whether you like them or not. They're American companies, and they shouldn't be doing that. And that's, as far as I'm concerned, it's a form of taxation. So we have some very big complaints with the EU. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. We'll now go to one of your friends in the EU, Patrick Pouyanné. He's the chairman CEO of Total Energies. I guess you have a question ready, Patrick, for the president.
Mr. President, as we understand, energy is at the top of your agenda, and it's an honor for me to represent the energy industry tonight. In this panel, Total Energies is indeed the fourth largest oil and gas and electricity company in the world. I will not ask you a question about the oil price. It's quite clear what you expect from us. I will go to gas more. And our company is the largest #1 exporter LNG from the US company. We are a strong contributor to, and we invest in a mammoth LNG projects in Texas, $20 billion. It's far from 200, but it's $20 billion. And we contribute with that to security of supply to Europe, as we export this LNG to Europe. Some experts fear that if there are too many projects developed in the US on LNG, this could have an inflationary impact on the US domestic gas price. And they recommend a pause on these projects. I would ask you the following question: what are your views about such a pause on investments on LNG in the US? What would happen if you would observe an increased domestic gas price because of these exports? And final question, which is important for Europe: would you agree to guarantee security of supply of US LNG to Europe?
Well, on the last part of your question, yes, I would. I would make sure that you get it. If we make a deal, we make a deal, you'll get it. Because a lot of people do have that problem. They make a deal and then it can't get supplied because of war-type problems and other problems. So we would absolutely do that. LNG is very interesting because when I took office for the first term, one of the first things I looked at was there were two very massive plants in Louisiana, a state that has been very good to me, won it by many, many points. And I felt strongly indebted to it, actually. And they said there are two plants that have been under environmental consideration for more than 10 years. And they were costing, as you say, you know how expensive those plants are, but they were costing like 12 billion and I think 14 or 15 billion, but they couldn't get their permits. They were in review for years, many, many years, like a decade or more. And I said, so ridiculous. I know so much about that because in the construction industry, I had to go through it too, but I got good at it after a while. But I saw the projects, and you're talking about a total investment of 25 to $30 billion, and it looked like it was going to end. They couldn't get their permits, and I got them done in less than a week. It was done, completed. In fact, when they called them to announce that it was done, the countries, largely countries, Japan was involved and another country and some very big investors, they couldn't believe it. They actually couldn't believe it. And I said, just do yourself one favor. Don't pay any consultants, because the only one that got it done was me. I got it done because it was the right thing to do for the U.S. and for the world, but the consultants had nothing to do with it. You know, the consultants go in and they say, give us millions of dollars because Trump did it. Nobody called me about it. I just heard it was a problem for years. And I got it done because it was the right thing to do for the U.S. and the right thing to do for beyond. It had to do with energy, very important. So I think it's very important. I think I disagree with one. I think the more that you do, the lower the price is going to go. And what I'd like to see is rapid approvals. We're going to give very rapid approvals in the United States, like with the AI plants, talking to many people want to build them. That's going to be a very big thing. We're going to build electric generating facilities. They are going to build. I'm going to get them the approval. Under emergency declaration, I can get the approvals done myself without having to go through years of waiting. And the big problem is we need double the energy we currently have in the United States. Can you imagine? For AI to really be as big as we want to have it, because it's a very competitive, it'll be very competitive with China and others. So I'm going to give emergency declarations so that they can start building them almost immediately. And I think it was largely my idea because nobody thought this was possible. It wasn't that they were not smart, because they're the smartest. But I told them that what I want you to do is build your electric generating plant right next to your plant as a separate building connected. And they said, wow, you're kidding. And I said, no, I'm not kidding. You don't have to hook into the grid, which is old and, you know, could be taken out. If it's taken out, they wouldn't have any way to get any electricity. So we are going to allow them to go on a very rapid basis to build their plant, build the electric generating plant. They can fuel it with anything they want, and they may have coal as a backup, good, clean coal, you know. If there were a problem with a pipe coming in, as an example, you're going with gas, oil or gas, and a pipe gets blown up or for some reason doesn't work, there are some companies in the U.S. that have coal sitting right by the plant so that if there's an emergency, they can go to that short-term basis and use our very clean coal. So that's something else that a lot of people didn't even know about, but nothing can destroy coal, not the weather, not a bomb, nothing. It might make it a little smaller, might make it a little different shape, but coal is very strong as a backup. It's a great backup to have that facility, and it wouldn't cost much more money. And we have more coal than anybody. We also have more oil and gas than anybody. So we're going to make it so that the plants will have their own electric generating facilities attached right to their plant. They don't have to worry about a utility. They don't have to worry about anything. And we're going to get very rapid approvals.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. President. We'll now go to another CEO that you know very well, Brian Moynihan, the CEO and Chair of Bank of America.
Good afternoon, Mr. President, and congratulations, and obviously an eventful week for you and your family. If you remember 5 years ago, you came here and we walked among 150 CEOs from all over the world, and you engaged with them about your policies and your procedures. This year, you're not here, and yet this week was eventful from the orders that you mentioned earlier, literally a wave of orders coming out on immigration, on trade, and many other matters. And so, as a representative of the United States here, we got a lot of questions about what does all this mean and how would the president square this with his clear focus on growth, prosperity, market growth, stock market growth, a good bond market, and bringing down prices. So how do you think about the impact of all these orders and how fast they come out, and how you're going to balance them with that scorecard of being successful in both continuing GDP growth, bringing down inflation, and also having a good stock price appreciation for the American citizen?
Well, I think it's going to actually bring down inflation. It's going to bring up jobs. We're going to have a lot of jobs. We're going to have a lot of companies moving in. You know, Brian, we're at 21%. It was at 40%, and I got it down to 21%, the corporate tax. And it was actually, if you look at state and city, it was in many cases much higher than 40%. I got it down to 21%. And now we're going to bring it down from 21 to 15% if, there's a big if you make your product in the U.S. So we're going to have the lowest, just about the lowest rate. It'll be, the 21 is on the low side worldwide. The 15 is about as low as it gets. And by far the lowest of a large country, a large, you know, rich, powerful country by far, not even a contest. So we're going to bring it down to 15% if you make your product in the USA. So that's going to create a tremendous buzz. We're also probably going back to the one-year deduction where we deduct, you know, we did that originally, and that was amazing what the impact that had, the one-year deduction, which built up over a period of time, and then it expires. But we're going to go back to that when we do the renewal of the Trump tax plan. We have to get Democrats to approve it. But, you know, if the Democrats didn't approve it, I don't know how they can survive with about a 45% tax increase, because that's what it would be. And so I think they're going to be. We've been working along with them pretty well. I think it's very hard for a political group to say, let's charge people 45% more. So I think we're in good shape. But we're actually doing a reduction for business and small businesses where you're going to bring it down to 15%, which is really something. And by the way, speaking of you, and you've done a fantastic job, but I hope you start opening your bank to conservatives, because many conservatives complain that the banks are not allowing them to do business within the bank, and that included a place called Bank of America. They don't take conservative business. And I don't know if the regulators mandated that because of Biden or what, but you and Jamie and everybody, I hope you're going to open your banks to conservatives, because what you're doing is wrong.
Whoa.
Mr. President, I'll say that your friend Gianni said hello, told me to tell you hello, and we look forward to sponsoring the World Cup when it comes both this summer for the club and next year. So thank you for getting that for the United States.
Thank you very much, Brian.
Thank you, Mr. President. We'll now go to Anna Butin. She's the executive chairman of Banco Santander, one of the big European banks, and also in the U.S. So, Anna.
Mr. President, congratulations on a historic victory. I believe you don't know me as well as my fellow panelists, so a few words. Santander is one of the largest banks in the world by number of customers, 170 million. That's more than my friend Brian or my friend Jamie have. And those...
They fixed the regulation.
That's coming, that's coming.
That was cheeky.
We're a big investor in the United States. We have many million customers, 12,000 employees. We're one of the largest auto lenders. And we recently launched a fully digital bank called Open Bank. We strongly believe banks have a pivotal role in the economy, and we can accelerate growth and help many more customers. That's what we're doing in the United States. So, as Brian pointed out, we very much welcome your focus on deregulation and reducing bureaucracy. So my question is, what are your priorities in this regard, and how fast is this going to happen? Thank you very much.
I think it's going to, thank you and congratulations. I know very much about your bank, and you've done a fantastic job. Congratulations. We are going to move very quickly. We've moved very quickly. We've done things in the last 3 days that nobody thought were possible to do in years. And it's all taking effect. It's going to have a huge impact on the economy, a huge positive impact. Money was being wasted on crazy things. I mean, the Green New Deal was such a total disgrace, how that was perpetrated. And it was conceived of by people that were average students, less than average students, I might add, and never even took a course in energy or the environment. It was just a game. Remember, the world was going to end in 12 years? Remember that? Well, the 12 years has come and gone. It was going to end. It was going to all foam into earth. But, you know, the time has come. These people, and they really scared the Democrats large. I can't say the Republicans. The Republicans maybe could have fought harder to stop it, but it's been a tremendous waste of money. You know, during my 4 years, we had the cleanest air, we had the cleanest water, and yet we had the most productive economy in the history of our country. We had the most productive economy. Until COVID came, we had the most productive in the history of our country by far. And actually, you can look worldwide. We were beating everybody from China to everybody else. So, and we think we really now, with what we have learned and all of the other things that have taken place, we think we can even far surpass that, actually far, far surpass it. But we do, one thing we're going to be demanding is we're going to be demanding respect from other nations. Canada, we have a tremendous deficit with Canada. We're not going to have that anymore. We can't do it. I don't know if it's good for them. As you probably know, I say you can always become a state. And if you're a state, we won't have a deficit. We won't have to tariff you, et cetera, et cetera. But Canada has been very tough to deal with over the years, and it's not fair that we should have a $200 billion or $250 billion deficit. We don't need them to make our cars, and they make a lot of them. We don't need their lumber because we have our own forests, et cetera, et cetera. We don't need their oil and gas. We have more than anybody. So, you know, just as an example, with Mexico, we're dealing with Mexico, I think, very well. And we're just, you know, we just want to be treated fairly with other nations because there's hardly a nation in the world, and I blame this on us, and I blame it on politicians that, for some reason, mostly it's stupidity, but you could also say other reasons, but mostly stupidity. They've allowed other nations to take advantage of the U.S., and we can't allow that to happen anymore. You know, we have debt. It's a very small debt when you compare it to the value of the assets that we have, but we don't want to do that. We want to just have debt be obliterated, and we'll be able to do that fairly rapidly. And a lot of good things are going to happen. And honestly, good things are going to happen for the world, and good things are going to happen for the people that are dealing with us, allies and beyond allies. One thing very important, I really would like to be able to meet with President Putin soon and get that war ended. And that's not from the standpoint of economy or anything else. It's from the standpoint of millions of lives are being wasted. Beautiful young people are being shot in the battlefield. You know, the bullet, very flat land, as I said, and the bullet goes, there's no hiding. And a bullet, the only thing going to stop the bullet is a human body. And you have to see, I've seen pictures of what's taken place. It's a carnage, and we really have to stop that war. That war is horrible. And I'm not talking economy. I'm not talking economics. I'm not talking about natural resource. I'm just talking about there's so many young people being killed in this war. And that's not including the people that have been killed as the cities are being, you know, knocked down building by building. So we really should get that stopped. Likewise, in the Middle East, I think we've made a lot of progress in the Middle East, and I think that's gonna come along pretty well.
Thank you, Mr. President. So we know that the most consequential relationship in the world is between the U.S. and China. U.S. 28% of the global economy, China close to 20. That's almost half of the global GDP. And we know that you called President Xi Jinping last Friday. We heard that you had a good discussion. How do you see the relationship between the U.S. and China in the next 4 years under your leadership?
He called me, but I see it very good. I think that we're going to have a very good relationship. All we want is fairness. We just want a level playing field. We don't want to take advantage. We've been having massive deficits with China. Biden allowed it to get out of hand. He's $1.1 trillion deficit. It's ridiculous. And it's just an unfair relationship. And we have to make it just fair. We don't have to make it phenomenal. We have to make it a fair relationship. Right now, it's not a fair relationship. The deficit is massive, as it is with other countries, a lot of Asian countries, actually. But we have deficits that are very big, and we can't keep doing that, so we're not going to keep doing that. But I like President Xi very much. I've always liked him. We always had a very good relationship. It was very strained with COVID coming out of Wuhan. Obviously, that strained it. I'm sure it strained it with a lot of people, but that strained our relationship. But we always had a great relationship, I would say, and we look forward to doing very well with China and getting along with China. Hopefully, China can help us stop the war with, in particular, Russia, Ukraine. They have a great deal of power over that situation, and we'll work with them. And I mentioned that during our phone conversation with President Xi, and hopefully we could work together and get that stopped. We'd like to see denuclearization. In fact, with President Putin, prior to an election result, which was frankly ridiculous, we were talking about denuclearization of our two countries, and China would have come along. China has a much smaller, right now, nuclear armament than us, or field than us, but they're going to be catching it at some point over the next 4 or 5 years. And I will tell you that President Putin really liked the idea of cutting way back on nuclear, and I think the rest of the world, we would have gotten them to follow, and China would have come along too. China also liked it. Tremendous amounts of money are being spent on nuclear, and the destructive capability is something that we don't even want to talk about today because you don't want to hear it. It's too depressing. So we want to see if we can denuclearize, and I think that's very possible. And I can tell you that President Putin wanted to do it. He and I wanted to do it. We had a good conversation with China. They would have been involved, and that would have been an unbelievable thing for the planet.
Mr. President, when you're back here in Davos next year, will there be then a peace agreement with Ukraine and Russia by then?
Well, you're going to have to ask Russia. Ukraine is ready to make a deal. Just so you understand, this is a war that should have never started. If I were president, it would never have started. This is a war that should have never, ever been started. And it wasn't started during there was never even talk about it. I knew that it was the apple of President Putin's eye, but I also knew that there was no way he was going in, and he wasn't going to go in. And then when I was out, bad things happened, bad things were said, a lot of stupidity all around, and you end up with what you have. Now you have all these bombed out cities. They look like demolition sites with many people killed. I think the thing that you'll see about Ukraine is that far more people have died than is being reported. And I've seen that. But far, far more people have died. When you look at a city that's become a demolition site where big buildings have been collapsed by missiles hitting them and everything else, and they say one person was slightly injured. No, many people were killed. Those are big buildings. I was surprised at how that was my business. These are buildings that go 2 and 3 blocks long. They're 20 stories high. They're big, powerful buildings, and they were knocked down, and there were a lot of people in those buildings that announced that 2 people were injured. That's not true. So I think you're going to find that there were many more people killed in Ukraine in the Ukraine war than anybody has any idea. But if you look now, so many of the people being killed are soldiers just facing each other with guns, rifles, and drones, the new form of warfare, drones. And it's a very sad thing to see. And when you see pictures of the fields that I see, nobody wants to see it. You'll never be the same.
Thank you very much, Mr. President, on behalf of all the 3,000 participants here in Davos. We really underline that joining us the third day in your presidency, live taking questions here is so appreciated, and we are already ready for receiving you next year in person. So thank you very much, and all the best from Davos.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Klaus, and hello to everyone in beautiful Davos. This has been a truly historic week in the United States. 3 days ago, I took the oath of office and we began the golden age of America. The recent presidential election was won by millions of votes, and all seven, every one of them, all seven swing states. It was a massive mandate from the American people like hasn't been seen in many years. And some of the political pundits, even some of my so-called enemies, said it was the most consequential election victory in 129 years. That's quite nice. What the world has witnessed in the past 72 hours is nothing less than a revolution of common sense. Our country will soon be stronger, wealthier, and more united than ever before, and the entire planet will be more peaceful and prosperous as a result of this incredible momentum and what we're doing and going to do. My administration is acting with unprecedented speed to fix the disasters we've inherited from a totally inept group of people and to solve every single crisis facing our country. This begins with confronting the economic chaos caused by the failed policies of the last.
All right, I think it's over. I don't know if this is a repeat or what. It's kind of weird. Not sure if they're replaying his speech again, but I don't think that's anything new. All right, so what do we got here, guys? The market is looking to me a little bit toppy, but at the same time, we have this target above us. This is the overnight highs and the gap close here at 21,981. So I think the Trump speech is over. I think it's over. I think that's they're trying to give us another catfish session. So we'll check in with the Top Step crew. They have no positions on it either. No positions for the Top Step guys. They're just playing it safe right now, guys. Playing it safe. So to me, it looks like the CVD right now is pointing to a possible another pump to the upside. I'd like to believe that's what it's going to do next. That's what I'll probably be playing here. Yeah, I would like to believe that our TP would be somewhere up here. Stop loss most likely here. If we're wrong, if it goes past this level, then we're probably wrong about this move. I like the drop. I like the CVD spike down. Could get this move straight up into the daily open here. Or we could still get a little bit of a flush down, but I don't really foresee that as much as I see the move to the upside. Looks pretty good. Looks pretty solid. All right. How are you guys doing? Sorry if I left you guys hanging here. Let me take this off. All right. All right, cool. We're back. All right, sorry about that. All right, so here we go. We have... I think this trade here to the upside is what is most likely, in my opinion, more likely to happen. Looks like I got rid of my CVD by accident. All right. Move to a new pane below. All right, we're good. Yeah, so I think we're going to go higher here. I think we're going to go higher. If we get another drop to the downside, I think I might into this area. I think I might take a trade with one of my evals. So that's what I'm probably going to do. Right now, the move to the upside looks pretty legit. Now, remember, she never makes it that easy, though, so we could still see some little finagling. A little finagling is not out of the question. What are you guys thinking? What's up, Luigi? The United States. The States? The United States. What is spade a word? Or did you mean states? Are you guys taking a trade off of this price action that we've got here? Well, those were some crazy fighting words that Trump had with Monahan from Bank of America. I could, a guy like Monahan has been in the banking world probably in most of his life, right? So I'm sure he's been in meetings when Trump has probably solicited Bank of America for money. Now, a lot of times nobody wanted to give Trump money for his hotels and his endeavors and things like that. And Monahan was probably one of those guys. He was probably one of those guys who's rejected not only him, but many of his probably affiliates, partners. And that's what he said. You don't give loans to conservatives. You only give loans to Democrats or liberals, I should say. Crazy guys. You're long from 940. Brain damage is long from 940. Good for you, brother. I think we're gonna get a pump here. I took the long around the same price, 940 level here on the screen, as you can see. This is just a paper trade. Spades, bro. That's how Trump. What is a spade? That's how he insinuated it? Am I missing something? What is a spade? Maybe he said spade. Is that how he pronounced it? But we'll see. We'll see what happens, guys. These 4 years are not going to be easily predictable. We're definitely going to see some big changes. Let's see if that's good for the market or if it's not so good for the market. Right now, we are seeing the S&P and the Nasdaq kind of move up. The RTY, the Russell, had a huge pump to the upside. Crude oil had the floor fell out from under crude oil. It was not happy with Trump's speech and maybe with the inventories also. We did have a huge spike down on oil. Natural gas did the same thing. Yeah, I knew natural gas was going to take a spill. I said it this morning, and I didn't take the trade. Next time I got to follow my gut here on these things. All right, so we'll leave that one alone. Gold has broken out above the VWAP and the trend line. So right now we've got gold looking bullish. Crude oil and natural gas have had a pretty nasty spill to the downside. The indices, though, are looking pretty nice. Damn, that's crazy. Take a look here at the Dow, still making higher highs. Corn is just grinding higher. Good thing we did not take a short on corn earlier. And it looks like Bitcoin is trying to get above the trend line and getting rejected there. But I think she may still have something in her here to the upside. We'll see. Yeah, okay. All right, we'll see what's going on with NQ. All right, NQ is still kind of messing around here. Oh, Trump slurs his speech? Oh, yeah, his speech. His brain is mush. I'm sure it is probably mush, but he probably operates on mush brain better than I would on my best day. You're down 120, stop, negative 120, stop loss at 930. Yeah, my stop loss is right there too. It's probably going to get tapped out right now. Let's see what the market wants to do here. I'm still kind of bullish on the market. We'll see. S&P is looking kind of rather weak now. So maybe it's time for a rollover. Yeah, S&P is actually looking a lot weak. S&P is looking very weak. Let's see what the S&P is going to do. Let's take a look at the S&P here for a sec, guys. All right, S&P is either going to fake out to the upside again here, or if she breaks under the trend line and cannot get back above it, then we're going to see massive dumpage. We didn't close the gap. The gap is still up here. Touche, market, touche. Well played. Last micro closed out 932 profit, over 603 micro trades this week. 4-hour chart profit. Just over 2,000. No trades left till new 4-hour trade trends. Nice, Keith. Way to use your discipline, man. Way to use your discipline. Just missed your stop? Wow. Oh. Yeah. I don't know about now, but maybe it looks like I might want to go a little bit lower. Market never makes it easy on us, guys. Why can't it just tell us, send us like a message on Discord saying, hey, I'm about to drop or I'm going to pop? Make it so much easier that way. Yeah. She may be turning around on us though, guys. This could have been the top here, 1139. $11.39 had a pretty big candle. This is 11.12. Yeah, S&P was looking soft. Okay, so we'll see about this. Let's see what's going on here. Massive dumpage. Oh, really? Your rhythmic data is a little different, huh? Well, that's not good. All right. I'm watching the S&P and I'm also watching the Nasdaq here. S&P has broken down from its trend. I foresee maybe more dumpage coming in. We do have it missed yesterday's highs, so it didn't snatch up the liquidity from up there. So I love when it does this because it really makes it difficult to know, does she want to go higher and get that liquidity, or does she want to roll over? And that's the issue that we have when we trade these indices, is that they leave it up to, they make it so you're questioning everything you're doing, which makes it really hard to trade. So right now we can make an argument for a move to the upside because obviously we got that liquidity up there. We can also make an argument for a move to the downside because we have the VWAP there. But at the end of the day, it really is almost a roll of the dice. I like the longs better than the shorts. But let's see if maybe she wants to give us a nasty move down first before any moves up. Or vice versa. Maybe she just wants to trap these people who are long right now in these moves. Because we did get some pretty big spikes to the upside. We got 1,600 contracts at 11.39, 3-minute candle that are in a trade. And then above that, obviously, we had some more. I still think she goes higher, though. We'll just see when that higher opportunity might be. Stopped out? Yeah, I figured that, brother. We passed 9:30 a minute ago. Let's see. This was a massive area of demand earlier today. Let's see if it remains to be the same. This area in here seemed to be pretty strong earlier. We could tap the trend. We could tap the VWAP and pop from there. We could also come in and grab the liquidity from down here at 897. Either one is possible. Luigi says he finds that data is different everywhere, not just on rhythmic. I wouldn't doubt it one bit. I was always very suspicious it was Top Step X, but now I'm starting to lose that suspicion. I mean, the Project X platform. I'm starting to kind of lose that because I've been hearing a lot of great things. So I'm looking forward to trading them on my next go-around on Top Step and maybe even on Buonox. We'll see. What's up, Rodrigo? USTC on MT5 as well. ICM markets. Yeah, when it comes to trading Forex and things like that, I've heard a lot of discrepancies there. That's like the Wild West. I said that to Zad before. I never caught the bug for Forex. I could never catch the bug for Forex. Oh, is that what that is? USTC is MENQ? I know the MT5 was mostly for Forex. Oh, that makes sense. It's US Tech. US Technology. That makes sense. IC Markets, huh? IC Markets is a Forex broker, right? Is that, if I'm not mistaken? They're like a CFD? Or have I got that all twisted? It's not that anymore, it's being shady. Yeah, I'm sure the market makers have some kind of way of making money on those, what are they called? Those little variances, they're called a, I want to say arbitrage. The little arbitrage plays from one, maybe one broker to the other, or maybe one feed to the other. There might be some arbitrage stuff going on there too. Forex as well, it only trades futures and NQ and US 500. Yeah. I met a guy at the gym not too long ago, older gentleman, and he trades the arbitrage plays on the VIX in the United States versus the European VIX. And he says they should always be at equilibrium with each other, but there's times when one gets higher than the other, and he trades that difference. And he said it's almost kind of like a foolproof trade where you really can't go wrong because they always find equilibrium. So if one gets out of whack, you buy the one that's cheaper or you sell the one that's higher, and they usually always come back and meet in the middle. It's one of the craziest things I've ever heard in my life, but I was so intrigued, and I feel like he's a very, very intelligent guy. Hopefully I see him again, learn more about this arbitrage play. I'm sure that uses some sophisticated algos. Yeah, I think we'll be getting this pop back up. I liked that CVD spike to the downside. The only thing is that I don't like here is that we didn't tap the VWAP. That leaves a lot to be. Yeah, I don't like it. It leaves a lot to be expected here with that VWAP being up in the air here. Opportunities, yes sir. Used to do that with crypto between exchanges across the world. I had a arbitrage robot that would find it. Yeah, I think that's what these kids over at FTX started doing initially, right? They started buying and selling Bitcoin on different exchanges. Sam Bankman-Fried and his goons. I think that's what they used to do too. I would love to hear more about that, brain damage. Those arbitrage plays are so. Oh my God! I mean, that's like a printing machine, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I believe that, man. These market makers, they're getting all the data, so they're front running us on all these trades. That's what Robinhood did, and they got caught doing that. Robinhood sells their information to Fortress and all these other. That's why it's free, because you're the product. You know, you've got brokerages like Robinhood. They give you free trading. Obviously, they don't give you the best pricing. Give you free trades. You pay a premium for it. But you're also getting your information batched up and sold. Now I don't know if it's like that across all brokers. I wouldn't doubt it if it was. But I know that Robinhood got caught pretty red-handed selling our data to market makers so they can front run us on these trades. And I'm sure that's a very lucrative way of them counter trading us or even getting in on a move before the move actually takes off. Yeah, these days it's a lot harder than it was in 2018 and 19, right? Yeah. That's why when I heard, because I haven't heard of any successful arbitrage plays recently anywhere. So when he mentioned this arbitrage play between VIX US and VIX Europe, I was like, what? This sounds like something not many people have ever heard about, or maybe not many people do. And it's always the boring things you don't hear about on YouTube to make the money. If you heard it on YouTube, it's probably too late. Most times. Most times it's probably too late. S&P is looking good. S&P looks like it wants to pop back up to yesterday's high. I like the S&P better because S&P is pretty far from the daily open and the VWAP. Meanwhile, NQ is so close to the VWAP that it's almost scary to take it. So I'm just sitting tight here. I would like to take a more high probabilistic trade, higher probability. But it looks like we might be finding some weakness if we can't get above the 21 here on the Nasdaq, and S&P has to deal with the getting above the trend line again. So it'd be pretty interesting to see what happens here. There's more than one market maker. Yeah, there's usually a lot. Generally speaking, and the tighter the spread, the more market makers are active in that market. Yeah. You know who I think makes a lot of money? Would be market makers that get involved in these little tiny crypto projects. Because someone's making those markets, whether it's Cardano or it's like, like either little sleepy coins, maybe like even the Trump coin now. Like there's a market maker in all of these markets, but I feel like the ones that are probably crushing it are the ones that are in these small projects, maybe micro caps that are like, doing big numbers, maybe like the quantum computer companies that are doing like 10, 15, 20% moves a day. I feel like these guys are the ones making serious money. It's almost kind of like a little niche type of market maker sector, right? The niche guys, I think they're probably killing it. I mean, because how much money could a market maker really make, and if there's a lot of competition from other market makers in the same one, like the SPY or NQ or something like that? I'm sure they make dough. I'm sure they make a lot of money, but I haven't the slightest idea of how they do it or how it's profitable for them. But I do know that if they've got a blue ocean with no competition, they can probably move that thing up and down all day. It doesn't take that much money to move a market that's very thin. They have no competition. Same with those odd Forex pairs with wide spreads. They control it. Yeah, they can just move it up and down on a heartbeat. I remember I used to watch a guy named Crypto Face. You guys probably know who he is. He's a great crypto trader. He said he used to be able to move Bitcoin when he bought and sold, when Bitcoin wasn't that, widely traded. Now it would take, BlackRock to move it or other market makers to move it. But yeah, those little, like if you can get some brightest guys in the room together and create somebody who understands the market making process, put some capital together and go into these smaller crypto projects. And I don't want to say manipulate the markets, but figure out a way to be a market maker for those markets. I'm sure there's tons of ways you can make money there. Very interesting, guys. Again, not the stuff you'll find on YouTube. I think the stuff you'll find on YouTube is just purposely being fed to you to be the liquidity. I learned that when I first got into trading. I started with the crypto world first. And yeah, you can make money, but you also you have to know how to take the money off the table. Most human nature stops us from doing that because they're like, no, it can keep going higher. It'll keep going higher. I'm going to be rich. I'm going to get me a Lambo and I'm going to get my grandmother a Lambo. And then what happens is you get caught holding the bag for 4 years. If you're lucky, if the project comes back. There's teenagers doing. I know, man. I know, dude. There's some young kids right now that are just dedicating their lives to like playing Fortnite and learning crypto arbitrage plays and manipulation and meme coin. They got these kids that are into the meme coin, like the meme coin type of like the next hottest coin type of thing. Like I don't know how to do it. I haven't really took the time to do it, but I know there's a few traders out there who I've seen make some serious money in meme coins, like almost $1 million in a weekend, especially with this whole like Trump coin thing. There's a lot of ways to make money in the stupidest ways, almost silly, and it's not going to last for long. You know, that's why when so much money is made in a sector that's relatively unknown, usually that opportunity is fleeting. Usually it does not last long. Most people dive in, the opportunity is gone, or it gets overregulated and the opportunity is gone that way. So like just like the ICO craze where people were getting rich off these ICOs, these meme coin things are having their day right now. But I could foresee myself getting hurt pretty bad. It's almost kind of like venture capital. Venture capital for the common man. Insane pump and dump. Yeah, they are. It's yeah. You got to look at these things as like, all right, do I have $1,000? Do I have 10 grand? Do I have some money that's burning a hole in my pocket that if I lose it, I'll laugh it off and I'll just move on? If you approach it that way and you put some money into some of these meme coins or into some of these very small projects or small cap stocks, and it does something, I mean, it's a win-win. Consider it like a long shot, and then you have your conservative portfolio maybe where you're buying the SPY, the NQ, you're buying Tesla, you're buying Nvidia. It's kind of like venture capital. You would have to think about it. Angel investor almost, kind of like if we fail, we fail, and you're kind of SOL if we do. All right, so the market here looks like it is breaking out a bit, coming back higher. Very slow grind though. These make me nervous, these slow grinds. I really do think the market may want to go up and tap that overnight high and gap close on NQ. Same with the S&P. We have that 6136 level from yesterday's high. Both are levels that I'm sure the market wants to get to today. But the thing is, it doesn't do it just because you want it to or you see it on the chart. It could come down and tap the daily first or the VWAP and then finally go up there. Hardest thing to do is find its turning point. Or if you see it, a direction it's heading in, catching it long enough for to keep that momentum in that direction. That is one of the hardest things to do. Not gonna lie, she's looking kind of bullish. Right now, the S&P is looking a little bit bullish here. I'm thinking it may have a pop any second now. The NQ looking I would say looking the same way. Looking pretty strong too. We're above the 21 on the 3-minute. And right now we have a negative CVD candle, but a bullish we have a negative CVD spike here on our CVD indicator, negative CVD, but we're getting a positive looking candle. So because of that, this move could pop real quick right now. And I'm thinking it might. There it goes. There it goes. Oh, you made a killing on Pepe? That was like last year, wasn't it? Or how long ago was Pepe on the scene for the first time? I think it was like 1 or 2 years ago, right? Held it for a year. Oh, you held it for a year? You bought the dip and it kept dipping? I did pretty good on XRP, and I bought that thing like 3 years ago. I bought XRP like 2 or 3 years ago. I think when I bought it between 50 cents to $1. So I cashed out most of it at 260 by accident. I double cashed out. I was going to cash out only my initial. I ended up cashing out double my initial because I didn't know if the transaction went through, which was good for a while because the market did drop back down to $2, $1.90 something. And I didn't buy back in because I was waiting for a drop to like 150, and now it's over $3. So XRP is XRP is a spicy one. Yeah, XRP is finally having its day in the sun, man. After skipping an entire bull run, XRP is like one of the hottest, best performing cryptos of this bull run. Yeah, that feeling suck. It's called being the bag holder. The bag holder, it happens to everyone who gets into crypto for the first time. You're gonna be the bag holder. Like if you're serious, like I still got some cryptos that just kind of flatlined on me. Still hoping that one day it comes back. But you become the bag holder. You know, not only do you become the bag holder, but then you get into leverage trading. And I lost 2 Bitcoin leverage trading. So yeah, that's cost that now. It wasn't worth 100 grand when I lost it, but it sure was worth somewhere between 30 to 40, 50. Yeah, I think it was like in the 40, 50 range when I lost them. So needless to say, it was a very expensive learning curve for me to get into trading. So that's why I know that like I'm very invested into trading. I'm very invested into learning and getting good at this because I have paid my tuition. I continue to pay it still sometimes. So being a lot more careful now and learned a lot. Trading takes years, decades to master, years to start making money, decades to master, and a lifelong mission to always improve. So this is the road that a lot of us has chosen. So it's not paved in gold and silver. You definitely have your road bumps. All right, so we are getting weakness. We're rolling over. On the S&P, we're rolling over. Wow, it's almost like, wow. S&P is rolling over, and I think the Nasdaq's might do the same. Usually they follow suit, so we'll see. Yeah, we've all had a little bit different of a start. You know, $100 for one person could be a lot more than 100 grand is for someone else. But I trust that one day I will make it back and then some with what I've learned, and I can look back and say, you know what, it was worth it. And maybe Bitcoin will drop to 9,000 to go fill that gap one day, and we'll buy back in. I'm hoping that's what will happen. Okay. All right, so looks like we might still be heading down to that VWAP after all. Might still be heading to VWAP there, and same thing for S&P. Looks like it could still be heading down to that daily open. VIX looks like it wants to creep up a bit. Looking like it's teasing us with maybe a launch back up to clear up the imbalances. And it's very hard to make $1, man. Very hard to make $1. All the psychological manipulation the market does to try to get you into a trade. And the hardest thing to do is to fight her off by not taking it, by not taking the trade. So the way I've combated that a lot is taking some marginal trades with a paper account or like micros in order to kind of just like not feel that FOMO. I just hit sell like twice. I don't know what's going on. Are we selling here or what? I have a feeling I'm going to end up with like 40 contracts short here. I don't know what's happening, but there we go. 20, 30. You have 30 contracts short. Good old trading view. ATR right now is about 14 on the 3-minute. Looks like this is probably what the market wants to do right now. We'll see. Kind of head and shoulders pattern forming. Yeah, I see that. Same thing with S&P. Yeah, the risk to reward right now for me would be 1-to-1 if I was to take this trade, which I'm not crazy about. Should have probably considered taking it when we got the doji candle up at 947, 21,947. If we were going to take this short. Like I said, the market's playing games with us right now. We have that VWAP down below, and we have the overnight highs up above, which is closing up the gap. I think that area could be something. Looks like she's making that run for the VWAP. Let's go. Yeah, you have a short on, huh? Brain damage? You have a short on, don't you? Sounds like you have a short. I'd like to see a big spike in the CVD to the downside too. Well, I don't know if, you know what, our move to the upside might be done. There's no real like reason why it has to continue going up. We do have the Bank of Japan news pending at any moment. I wonder if we got that news yet. Today's Thursday, Bank of Japan. Still nothing from the Bank of Japan, still tentative. I wonder what time it is in Japan right now. Hey Siri, what time is it in Japan right now?
In Tokyo, Japan, it's 2:29 a.m.
Yeah, so we probably won't get the news during our trading session. Doesn't seem like we would. What prop firm am I using, says Francisco? Well, right now, I'm using Take Profit Trader. We're up $500 and so on that today. And we have Trade Day, which would be on day 2 today of Trade Days Combine. And we have Top Step, which Top Step is at a payout right now, so I'm not trading that one for now. I'm waiting for, I might be getting a Blue Sky account this week. They have a really good sale going on. I'll let you guys know about that. I'm going to check them out, make sure they're legit, and I might post their coupon code. I think they have pretty nice sale going on. I'll look into that. And that's about it right now. I might get another Top Step account as well, because since I have one that's at payout that I won't be trading for probably a week or two, I might get another Top Step between now and then. But I'm also considering that Blue Ski one, or Blue Sky, whatever it is. One of the two. Blue Sky. You know, I wanted to show you guys something. I've talked about this before. So on the S&P, if you look at the S&P right here, we have this yellow candle here. First of all, we broke down from the trend line, right? That's already bearish enough. Then we had this yellow candle, which is bullish absorption. When you get a bullish absorption candle followed by a red candle, it's usually not a good sign. It usually is a sign of exhaustion and the move is rolling over. So now that I'm looking at this, I really should have considered going short on the NQ when we had this signal, which was at 12.12. So if we come back to the main chart here, at 12.12, we would have been right here. The market, the NQ gave us one more little push to the upside. We then got this doji. This doji would have been probably the best time to get short on this move. Would have been a very nice risk to reward. Our stop would have been here above the doji. Our take profit would have been down here at the VWAP, which we're getting to right now. And there we go. I activated your Siri. That's hilarious. That is hilarious. Sorry about that, brother. Yeah, next time we need to trust that good old gut of ours, guys. Trust that gut. I think we got more room to the downside in NQ because the S&P still has a lot of room. A lot of room to the daily open and the VWAP. So we're probably going to see, look out below here. Look out below. I might come back and test these levels here down in the 800s. Good job, Brain Damage. Let's give Brain Damage some love here. Good job on your trade, brother. I like to see that, man. I like to see that. We're all winning here. We're all wieners. We're a bunch of wieners. Okay, now could see a reversal at any point now here on the NQ. Bitcoin's making another attempt at the trend line. The YM is just going sideways. NQ could see higher. Let's take a look at some of these other assets. Russell sideways. Crude oil trying to make a pop to the higher, to the VWAP and daily open. Nat gas looking sluggish. And we got gold just kind of hanging out, doing its thing. Not really going anywhere fast. So I don't like any of these markets right now. Best market is NQ right now. No worries, brain damaged. Let's see. Yeah, that spike in the CVD is pretty nice. It didn't come along with that much volume in the candles. It had some volume, so I foresee that we're going to get a further drop down. We need more volume first. A lot of guys are going to try to get long on this move, and I think we're going to have to. They're still going to want to wipe these guys out. We'll see. Right now, I'm not in a rush to take another trade. I am green on a day, which is hard to say most days, but green is good. Green is good, guys. Are you guys green on the day? What is your P&L looking like, guys? Post it in the chat. Break below 3-minute ATR at 21,900 will attract the bears. For now, she's holding that line. 21.9, right? Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. That's why I think she still has another blast to the downside. I think she could still swoop down and possibly go a little bit lower because the volume really hasn't kicked in. NQ usually likes violence. She is a violent one. You're gonna have to call the cops on her once in a while because she's pretty violent. When she makes these moves to the downside to get liquidity, the real moves usually come with some violent candles. Right now we're just seeing kind of some sluggish, slow candles, which to me are very hard to trust. So until we see some big red candles, I am probably thinking nothing but shorts. Even though we did get a spike in CVD, I think there could be more. And the other thing is the S&P hasn't even swept liquidity yet. Hasn't tapped the daily open or the VWAP. Not that it has to. It doesn't have to do anything. It's a mixed bag of signals right now is basically what I'm saying. Don't ever be embarrassed, guys, if you're red on the day. There's plenty of days where I've been on the stream here, copy trading, been down 14,000 on the day. And it's okay. The pain goes away. I think there was a day where I was even down like 18 grand on the day. It was pretty bad, pretty red. Google DEX arbitrage robot and do some back testing. Once you're happy with your results, jam. Yeah. What do you think about those grid bots, brain damaged? I follow this guy named Satoshi Stacker. You probably know who he is since you're in the crypto world. He has he doesn't have a grid bot, but he uses grid bots from like Pionex. He used to use them on different exchanges too, the grid bots. That what it does is basically it creates a grid, like a buying parameter, and it buys on the way down and sells on the way up. And the guy has turned like, I think he turned like 5K, 10K, it's like $1 million. And he didn't just like make a video and say, hey guys, I did this. I've been following him since he started. And he posts an update every day for the last like 2 years, 3 years. This guy really literally turned 5 or 10K into $1 million, buying the dips on Bitcoin and Ethereum and selling the rips. Now, granted, there's times when he had to add margin, but he did it and on a grid bot. So, have you ever looked at the grid bots, brain damage? Do you think those are worth looking at, or do you think it's really no advantage there, or maybe you don't know anything about those? 800 lots waiting at the ES at 6130. So you think it's gonna rip maybe to 6130? It might go there in reverse. Could go there and keep going. So for me to like the long here on the NQ, I would have to see it break above the trend line here, catch support, and then rip higher. You know, something that may look a little like this. Something that looks a little like this. You know, along from somewhere in here. Other than that, if we continue going lower, then targets are down below. Got plenty of targets below. Oh, so you did try the grid bot? Yeah, arbitrage bot would be something totally different, but a grid bot is something a little more understandable in my head, in my brain. The arbitrage thing is a little bit out of my pay grade, but I think it could leave a lot of huge opportunity too. So let me copy what you said. Let me copy your message here. And I'll look into this when I have time. Cool, man. All right. I'm trying to get myself to get back into trading Bitcoin futures, but I just can't seem to get into it like I used to trade Bitcoin futures on Bybit. For some reason, I mean, it doesn't move. Obviously, it doesn't move like NQ does. But when Bitcoin moves, it moves. That is one thing I will say. Corn, is it really? Is it pumping? Corn is just grinding up. Or are you talking about the big corn? Yeah. Not much of a trading session, guys. Not many opportunities I saw today. This could be an opportunity here for a trade. The long could be setting up, but at the same time, the manipulation could be setting up right now. The only reason I say the long could be setting up is because today has been, for the most part, a green day, right? We've been trending higher. So every time that we had a big spike to the downside, we had a move up. Let me show you what I mean. So where is our 9 o'clock? Okay, so let's just take a quick moment here to showcase something. On a green day like we've been having today, on a CVD candle like this one, on a CVD candle like this one, big spike here, another CVD candle like this one here, have all been opportunities to go long. So why would this one here be any different, right? That's what I'm thinking to myself, okay? So let's go back on the chart and see if we got into a trade here, we could have made some money there. If we got into this trade here, we could have made some money there. If we got into this trade here, could have made some money there. So why should it be any different now? That's what I'm thinking. The only thing is that you don't get paid to think. You get paid to take the trade. So should we take the trade or should we just hold on? Because the market might be trying to manipulate us. After journaling my trades, I've noticed that the majority of times I lose are when I don't wait for confirmation. Confirmation in this case would be a break above the trend line here. So if we do get a break above the trend and we get support off that move, we hold it, it could be nice to the upside. Could be a nice move to the upside. But the day's getting kind of late. Lunch hour usually doesn't bring much action. By 1 o'clock, maybe you start seeing some moves again. Let's see. Let's go into our 1 minute and see if there's anything that they're trying to hide, that they're not showing us. I'm wondering what this candle has as far as CVD goes. This candle was slightly red. You're long from 908 with just 2 micros? Yeah, I'm thinking the long could be the right play. It has worked all day. So what I'd like to see is a pullback here. With that pullback, possibly take a trade. I'm going to cycle out of this account though and go to another one. Try to take a trade with log out with trade day. We'll see. So we'll chill here, sit tight, see if the trade will come to us. The Dow 30, yeah, is it doing something? What's the Dow doing? The Dow is just up. The Dow is just staying high. The Dow is just staying high, so is corn. Bitcoin's trying to rip. I don't see why the indices would be any different. Okay, market's absorbing sellers at the moment. See if we can get another move to the downside would be nice. It's nice how the market had this absorption candle here and then came right back into that absorption candle and went right up. Yeah, it took right off. That would have been a no-brainer trade right there. We're up about 20 points from that move, from that low. Wish I threw more down. Yeah, but don't we all, right? Don't we all? So here we are clearing up imbalances at this level of 925. And so if it does reverse back down now, I would not be surprised. Question is, will that catch support around here for the real move up? Or is this just a bull trap to continue moving lower? Who are they trying to trap is the question. We had a lot of traders that went short today. So they're probably trying to trap shorts. They most likely are trying to trap shorts. The reason I say they're probably trying to trap shorts because look how much more negative CVD we had today, but the move was to the upside. You know, why wouldn't they be trying to do the same thing now, is all I'm saying. That's my rationale. Okay. Oh, good job. Good job, Brain Damage. Brain Damage made some money. Let me give this man some love here. Good job, my brother. Show Brain Damage some love, guys. He made 50 bucks he didn't have before. Or 50 points. Yeah, $50, I think he said. Nice job, brother. 1 second, guys. The wife's calling. All right. Staying patient here, guys. Good luck, everyone. Stay vigilant, says Brain Damage. Take care, Brain Damage. I'm done. Yeah, you're done. I'm going to be done pretty soon, too. I think I'm done for the day. Up 220-ish on a 25K challenge account and down 180-ish on a 10K. Cheers, man. Yeah, take care, brother. I appreciate you interacting in the chat. Really do. Really do, man. She's looking toppy, gentlemen. Toppy might be her middle name. Right now, at least. Could have a violent spill. That's not out of the cards either. This is really just a 20-point move from the lows that we just saw, but it feels a lot bigger. It feels a lot bigger. That's what she said. All right, but I think she may want to drop a bit here. That could be the opportunity to get in long, or this could be the opportunity to get in short. It's anyone's guess. So I feel like she's going to drop here, come back up and rip stops, and then maybe come back down again. Or maybe she just ripped a stop right now. Are you ripping stops here, young lady? Whoa, look at her go. Look at the violence. Ooh, man. Yeah, she was playing dead, right? You saw that? You saw that, guy? She was playing dead. And then she just ripped higher. That's how they get everyone. That's how they get you. That's how they do it, man. To me, it looks like a little trap was just set. Let's see what that looks like on our CVD. Looks like they just set a little trap. You thinking 2210, huh? Pandal, what's up, Pandal? Pandal's here. Good job, Pandal. Thank you for joining us, brother. Looks like it is running away from the sellers at the moment. I almost feel like this move here was a little trappy, though. It's hard to trust her. It's very hard to trust her. Let's see what she does, guys. She's defying the odds. Slow grind up, anyone? She could be doing a slow grind up. When you look at the 15, all you see is upside. Let's see. Yeah, this was the trap in here. It wants to go higher. Yeah, look, all these red candles here, all this negative CVD is all just sellers getting trapped. Right now we're putting in a green candle for once. This could signal a reversal for the first time. This is the first time all day we've actually had green CVD candles 4 in a row on a 3-minute. It's been such a chop fest that this is kind of hard to almost wrap your head around. Yeah, she just looks like she wants to continue going higher at the moment. Yeah, so what we said earlier about the CVD, basically like outlining what is going to happen today, it sure enough did. This candle here told you to look out for the longs. Could have got long here. Could have rode this thing up for 30, 40 points. Same thing here. Same thing over here. Just trust the CVD. Trust the CVD. What are you guys thinking here? Are you guys thinking this move has got more wings? I think Pound Trading thinks this thing is going to hit 22. You guys think we're going to roll over here? What looks more probable? Let's take a look at, weird as it may sound, let's take a look at the 1 minute and see if there's any probable, the move is getting, is weaker. It's getting weaker. What's up, Laughter? Listening to Trump about billions of dollars are pouring into the U.S. Great future. I think better than previous administration. Yeah, I mean, what other president has been striking deals to bring business into our country the way that this guy has in 4 days? It's a new 1 hour candle coming. Yeah, it's true, very true, Panel. We got 2 minutes to the new candle open. There are so many. There may be a small retracement on the open. The damage of the lunch session has been done, so I don't want price to go back down. Yeah, you're right. We could have trapped those we could have trapped sellers already. But I feel like the market could test the VWAP again here before going higher. It's because it loves doing those wild, silly things. We do have a little gap in here. I like the longs too. I do like the longs as well. It's just my contrarian brain always thinks about the opposite, which I'm getting better at. All right, 1 o'clock is here, guys. Yep, that is true. What's up, Blank Johnson? Does it look weak now? Not really. It doesn't. Not really. It doesn't look weak on any significant time frames, but that can change in a matter of minutes. So let's see. Welcome to the channel, Blank Johnson. If you like what you see, brother, consider subscribing and then joining our free Discord too. Really, what I would like to see is a little. Not really. We kind of got that spike to the downside already. Kind of would like to see a spike anyway down. That could give us an opportunity to get in long. We'll see though. I really did not expect for the market to move so fast away from the trend and the VWAP, but it did. I say a lot, but it's not even that much. I think we're talking about like 30 points. 938. Yeah, it's about 38 points it ran. Blank Johnson says the 10-minute time frame looks weak. 10 minutes. Let's see. It's hard to say. I mean, I'm looking at all the negative CVD down here. These are all trap traders. So to me, it's hard to say which way it wants to go, but I'm leaning more towards the upside. Not needless to say, we could get a retracement back to the VWAP, or maybe even below where we currently are here. But I do think that the market is trying to get higher and close this gap at least, and maybe make it up to the 22s. I've practiced a lot of self-control today, so I'm very happy about that. All right, guys, it is 1:02, so we officially have a new hour. We have a new 1 hour candle. That 1 hour candle is probably a doji, though. What does that 1 hour candle look like? Actually, it's a bullish hammer. It's a pretty bullish hammer. Yeah, so it does look, the market still looks very bullish. On the 1 hour at least, you would say. It's probably a slow grind up we got coming in. All right, guys, it is 1 p.m. I'm going to head out to the gym. I'll see you guys. I'm going to try to come back for power hour. I don't have anything scheduled for the afternoon, so I'll try to see if I can make it back here by 2:33 p.m. And I'll see you guys then. Stay safe. Make sure you don't do anything I wouldn't do, guys. And if you're green for the day, consider calling it. And if you're red for the day, it's okay, guys. Tomorrow is another day. If you guys are new here, consider subscribing, hit the notification, join our Discord. No, thank you guys, man. I really appreciate you guys. I hope I'm not leaving you at a crucial time here, but it looks like the market's kind of getting a little slow here, sluggish. I hate trading markets like that. But I did learn a lot today, guys. Lesson to take away from today, guys, is when we're in a trending market and we have big negative CVD spikes, those are absolutely fabulous times to get long or short, depending which direction the market's heading in. So thank you, guys. I will see you maybe later, definitely tomorrow. Be here at 9 a.m. every morning. Thanks, guys. Take care. And see you later. Bye.